This man was sitting on the plane, but his eyes were fixed on the girl next to him. Her legs kept shaking. When the man saw the acne on her face, he could quickly analyze that this girl often stayed up late and ate without control. At this time, the announcement of the arrival at Incheon Airport suddenly rang out. The girl saw this and hurriedly put on her makeup. When the man saw that the girl was applying her makeup incorrectly, he immediately spoke up to stop her. He said that eating too much fat and staying up late would cause her skin to secrete more oil. Clogged pores would lead to acne. She should use a mask to hydrate and soothe her skin first. If she didn't have a mask, she could use a wet cotton pad to balance the moisture on her skin. The man, who was free to observe, discovered that the girl had used the wrong eyeshadow. She also made other mistakes in her makeup, so he couldn't stand it anymore, so he stepped forward to help her. The girl, who looked pale at first, immediately became radiant. It turned out that this handsome man was a famous makeup artist. Jung Hyuk's eyes were like a scanner. He could quickly analyze the makeup problems just by looking at the girl. Soo-yeon had been a trainee for about 10 years in a famous entertainment company. The company had originally sent several girls to participate in a talent show. They were all eliminated, leaving only Soo-yeon. The company's boss told the manager that he had paid a lot for the production cost, and even had the company's famous actor Do-jin as the MC, so the manager had to think of a way to get Soo-yeon into the next round. After listening, the manager promised that Soo-yeon would definitely be chosen. For the show's effect, they specially invited Jung Hyuk to do makeup for the contestants. They also gave him special power to rank the contestants. Jung Hyuk watched the members' rehearsal and noticed that Soo-yeon was not wearing any makeup, so he decided to choose her as his makeup target. In the dressing room, he explained in detail how to apply makeup to suit Soo-yeon's performance style. Jung Hyuk looked at Soo-yeon in the mirror and then suddenly tore off the makeup chart next to her and said he would redesign it. But Soo-yeon seemed to really like this makeup style. While doing Soo-yeon makeup, Jung Hyuk complimented her on how well her eyebrows were taken care of. Soo-yeon was the member whose eyebrows best suited her face shape among the members. She was secretly happy because she did it herself anyway. Moreover, she also really liked makeup. Under Jung Hyuk's skillful hands, Soo-yeon's style had completely changed. When the members saw Soo-yeon, they also exclaimed that she was very beautiful. But then, Soo-yeon asked Jung Hyuk if he could change it a little. Her makeup was a bit too heavy. Jung Hyuk was of course dissatisfied. He excitedly said that she was 7th last time. This week he did her makeup, so that was a huge advantage. Then he asked if she wanted to be eliminated. Soo-yeon panicked and said no. Since Jung Hyuk said so, she couldn't say anything anymore. Soo-yeon went to the broadcast room to review the rehearsal. She watched the trainees practice on the screen. There were also fan interviews. Everyone was cheering for her. They encouraged her to stay true to herself. Soo-yeon returned to the waiting room, and her best friend came to visit her. She asked her friend how she looked. Her friend said that Soo-yeon was pretty, but didn't look like her at all. Soo-yeon said sadly that this was the problem. This was too pretty and didn't look like Soo-yeon anymore. What if the fans don't recognize her? After thinking for a while, she decided to take out a cotton pad and redo her own makeup. The live broadcast began. Do-jin went on stage as MC. The members were ready. Jung Hyuk was shocked when he saw Soo-yeon. The fact that Soo-yeon had changed her makeup on her own made him extremely angry. After the performance ended, Do-jin went to interview Jung Hyuk about the members' makeup. Jung Hyuk angrily said that he didn't like it at all, but that was makeup. BD saw something was wrong. As soon as he saw it, Do-jin reacted quickly and immediately stopped the interview. Then he smiled at camera and skillfully changed topic to the contestants' hard training. Jung Hyuk took this opportunity to go out to find Soo-yeon. When the two met in the hallway, Soo-yeon ran away. Jung Hyuk chased after her. He asked her why she changed her makeup. The masterpiece he had just completed with great difficulty was ruined by her. After all, there was an age difference between them, so Jung Hyuk couldn't catch up with Soo-yeon, so he shouted loudly from behind that she would definitely be eliminated today. As a trainee for 10 years, Soo-yeon was extremely sensitive to the word elimination. Then she stopped and told him not to do that. She had suffered a lot to get to this day. Before she could say a few words, Jung Hyuk was called by the staff. The show was about to start again. Before the rankings were announced, the company representative received photos of Do-jin being intimate with many different girls from reporters. They even threatened to expose this matter. The director was angry and said that the manager should manage the artist well. After all, Do-jin had used the image of a one-sided lover to get to the present, and from there he received more than 10 advertising contracts. If he was going to find a girlfriend, he should have just found one, but he kept changing girlfriends. They wanted to use money to solve the problem, but the reporter didn't want to. After all, a reporter's job is to report exclusive news. So as soon as this news broke out, it was searched a lot. But Do-jin was an employee who made a lot of money for the company, so no matter what, they had to protect him. The representative saw Soo-yeon's practice video on TV, and he immediately had an idea. Although both of them felt sorry for Soo-yeon because she was about to be used as a replacement for the attack, since Do-jin was making money, and Soo-yeon was about to make money. They might as well take this opportunity to sign a lifetime contract with Do-jin. The rankings for the second performance were announced. Jung-hyuk was praying for Soo-yeon to be eliminated from the stage. Unexpectedly, Soo-yeon successfully debuted in third place. She sat there crying with excitement. The path to becoming a trainee was not smooth. The moment of the ranking announcement was extremely heartbreaking. However, some people were happy, and some were sad. Jung-hyuk was a little dissatisfied. Soo-yeon's memories were the worries of most trainees. Soo-yeon's debut had been blocked many times. She wondered if she would have another chance, if she should continue. After wondering, she stood up and wiped her tears to gain courage. But a video recorded by a passerby went viral online. The content of the video was Soo-yeon pushing someone down, causing that person to be hospitalized and almost losing his eyesight. Soo-yeon hurriedly went to her manager to explain that it was Do-jin's birthday party that day. He told her to stop by for a while. Then she witnessed his rumored girlfriend fighting, so she stepped in to stop them. So she accidentally got involved in the fight. She pushed the other person away, but unexpectedly the other person hit the table. This was a maliciously edited video. Soo-yeon suggested finding the original video and posting it online, or interviewing the witness. But the representative said that Soo-yeon had attended that party. It was true that Soo-yeon pushed the girl and caused her to go blind. So now Soo-yeon was forced to leave the group. Soo-yeon desperately knelt down and begged the representative to save her. But the representative said that she did it all herself and was responsible for it. She had ruined her own life. Do-jin didn't know that he was the root of the problem, so he went to the representative to convince. The representative said that Do-jin shouldn't have called Soo-yeon to that party because she was still a trainee. Do-jin was about to hold a press conference to clarify the matter, but the representative immediately analyzed pros and cons for him. The two women who fought were both people he had dated, but just yesterday in an interview, he said that he was single and had never been in a relationship and that he was really looking forward to having a girlfriend. Do-jin said that his agent told him to say this. Sure enough, behind every successful celebrity, there is someone who supports them. After the competition ended, Jung-hyuk saw the news that Soo-yeon had left the group. There were also comments from netizens criticizing her. He was still wondering who had changed her makeup. Even at night, when Jung-hyuk slept, he dreamed that people were laughing at him for not looking as good as Soo-yeon's changed makeup. The next day, he asked his manager to find Soo-yeon's contact information. Even though the competition had ended, the makeup was very amateurish. Everyone thought that he had done it. It was a humiliation to him. Jung-hyuk returned to the office and looked at the negative comments online. Some said they wanted Soo-yeon to disappear. Some asked if she was still human. Some said she pretended to be gentle. Some speculated that she got into the group because she had an affair with the director. Some said she was a thug and had a bad personality. They said it was like they had seen it before. The next day, Soo-yeon returned home. She stood far away watching her parents in the studio. The neighbors stood outside her house, gossiping as if they had seen her drinking. They said she got drunk and made a scene. Soo-yeon sat sadly on the beach, thinking about the past 10 years of hard work. Every time she practiced, even though her legs were swollen, she had to endure it and continue practicing. She only hoped that after she succeeded, her parents could live better. Now everything was over. A year passed quickly. Because Jung-hyuk and manager Kim were too picky, the interns quit one after another, etc. So they prepared to reselect employees. There was even manager Park who quit here and went to work for Pao, Ji-hyuk's competitor. Even though they were competitors, director Oh was the one who found and trained Jung-hyuk in the first place. After graduating, he started his own business. Director Oh gave him the position of branch manager in Busan. On this side, Jung-hyuk and his colleagues were extremely upset because their staff was stolen. Si-jun suggested that they quickly open a branch for them. A position like branch manager would prevent them from losing people. Jung-hyuk completely objected because if there were a chain of studios, he wouldn't be able to split himself up to manage them. The studio's reputation would decline. Si-jun said that then he should please stop making things difficult for the assistants. The day of recruiting assistants finally came. The first round was to give everyone 10 seconds to look at the model. Then they were asked to copy the makeup on a blank sheet of paper. After that, the judges would select the works. Manager Kim picked up a copy that Se-jun had rejected. The other judges all praised together. Soo-yeon entered the interview room. Jung-hyuk was immediately surprised when he saw the interviewer in front of him. Jung-hyuk went forward and took off her glasses, saying that he wouldn't recognize her just because she was wearing glasses. Jung-hyuk angrily pressed Soo-yeon's shoulder and asked if she dared to come here. Jung-hyuk was very agitated. The other judges quickly pulled him back to his seat. Jung-hyuk couldn't contain his anger. He pointed at Soo-yeon and said she didn't pass. Manager Kim was dissatisfied on Soo-yeon's behalf. He said that she had come. No matter what, they should give her a chance to be interviewed. The other judges nodded in agreement. The interview began. Manager Kim asked Soo-yeon if she was interested in makeup. She felt like she wouldn't be accepted no matter what, so she said she couldn't be an idol anymore. anymore. Compared to her interest, she was actually more interested in making money. That's why she took the makeup certification exam. The female examiner asked Suyeon if her dream now was to become a makeup artist. Suyeon asked if it had to be a dream. Because her 10-year dream was gone, she didn't dare to have a dream anymore. She was afraid of her past failures, but if they gave her a chance, she would work hard. Junghyuk continued to say that they only needed someone who was extremely talented and provided great service. As for her description, she simply saw makeup as a tool to make money, so she should go somewhere else, not here. Manager Kim said he wasn't interested in whether Suyeon had a dream or not. He just wanted her to work hard. He then asked what makeup meant to her. Suyeon then said that her mother's dream when she was young was to become an actress. Because of that, she also wanted to become a singer. Her mother often said that her dream was her mother's dream. When Suyeon was 20, her family went bankrupt. Now her parents run a noodle shop, but Suyeon's mother still puts on makeup every day, even though she sweats when she works and her makeup fades. Suyeon then concluded that maybe when her mother puts on makeup, people feel troubled, but after everyone puts on makeup, their mood becomes better. The judges were also convinced after listening. After the interview, Suyeon waited for Junghyuk at the door. When Junghyuk left the company, Suyeon explained to him why she changed her makeup. The reason was because it was too pretty and she didn't look like herself anymore. She was afraid that the audience would only care about her makeup and not her. The important point was that she did not become famous because of her appearance. She was very sorry for not considering his position. On the other side, Junghyuk was invited to participate in a global beauty contest. But besides him, there was still one person who wanted to participate. Director Oh, who was also his teacher. The two of them would compete on the same stage. Junghyuk refused to participate when he heard that. He did not want to compete directly with her. The organizer continued that if Junghyuk won the contest, he would become internationally famous and the whole world would pay attention to him. Hearing that, Junghyuk immediately wanted to participate. He also wanted to take this opportunity to compete with Director Oh a little. Then he told Sejun to check Hawon's schedule. He wanted her to be his model. Junghyuk designed the makeup and looked at the model on the paper. He remembered his ex-girlfriend. At that time, she chose to leave him to go to America to develop her career. On this side, Director Oh was questioning the qualifications of the employees. Director Oh saw that none of their works were impressive, so she was very worried. Inside Junghyuk's office, everyone was choosing the best candidate for the management position. Junghyuk pretended to cough and moved Suyeon's work to the unqualified position. Unfortunately, everyone found out. Everyone voted unanimously for Suyeon to pass the interview. Suyeon was at home looking for a job when she received the news that her interview was successful. Her face could not hide her joy. The appointment with Hawon also came, but Sejun said that Hawon was not feeling well today, so she canceled the appointment. After that, the representatives of the two companies held a meeting together. Director Oh said that the model she chose was Hawon. Junghyuk, on the other side, also seemed to understand something. It turned out that Director Oh used an advertising contract to lure Hawon. This was considered a common practice in the industry. Hawon said that she left Junghyuk to come here, so Director Oh had to treat her well. Director Oh took out the dress that Hawon liked. Hawon immediately smiled. Director Oh really used a lot of tricks. Junghyuk returned to the company in a bad mood. He thought that as long as he got involved with Director Oh, nothing good would come of it. He adjusted the makeup design at the studio and invited Do-jin to be the model. The next morning, Suyeon came to the company early. She wanted to get used to the company environment. After walking around, she discovered that there was also a bathroom. She opened the door and unexpectedly saw Junghyuk taking a shower. She was shocked and didn't know where to go for a moment. When she saw Junghyuk coming out of the bathroom, she confessed that she didn't see anything and immediately ran away. Junghyuk thought that if she didn't see anything here, then she did see it. After opening the bathroom door, he immediately discovered that she seemed to have seen it. Junghyuk returned to the office and met Sejun. He immediately thought of an idea. Junghyuk told Sejun that he smelled bad and should go take a shower. Then Junghyuk told Sejun that there was a problem with the door and that he needed to find someone to fix it. Sejun didn't know anything, so he obediently followed. Junghyuk secretly opened the bathroom to confirm. He discovered that he could indeed see the person inside, but he couldn't see everything. It was a bit of psychological comfort for him. When he was about to leave, he saw Hong-seok standing there. Surprised, Hong-seok wondered how Junghyuk could peek at someone else taking a bath. Sejun heard the noise and ran out in a sensitive manner. Hong-seok looked at Junghyuk and Sejun with a suspicious expression. He thought for a moment and then accepted the truth. Then he promised not to tell anyone else. Suyeon was recruited without any relevant experience. Not only that, she had already passed the interview once, so the staff thought she had an ambiguous relationship and showed hatred towards her. When Suyeon introduced herself to everyone, no one applauded. When the senior assistants selected new assistants, no one chose her either. But in the end, she was accepted into Assistant Lee's team because Suyeon had no no experience, she was often complained about by her seniors when working together. After Soo-yeon started working, the first VIP guest she welcomed was Do-jin. Both sides were very surprised. Hong-seok asked Soo-yeon to use toner number 2 on Do-jin. Soo-yeon didn't know which toner number 2 was. Do-jin, based on previous experience, said it was the second one from the left. Soo-yeon started to soak a cotton pad with toner and applied it to his face. When they went out, Soo-yeon expressed that she wanted Do-jin to change to another beauty salon because when she saw him, she would remember the past. After all, Do-jin still had a lot of work to do, but she had nowhere else to go. It was very difficult for her to find a job here. Hearing that, Do-jin felt a little bitter. It had been a long time since he had seen her. Do-jin asked if they were still friends. Soo-yeon said she wasn't sure. Do-jin even asked why. He then apologized to her and expressed his intention to make it up to her. Soo-yeon said that they shouldn't see each other for a while because just seeing him would remind her of those unhappy things. She couldn't pretend that the past things had never happened. Jung-hyuk understood what she meant, so he stopped trying to persuade her. Sejun saw the dust on Jung-hyuk and helped blow it away. Hong-seok saw this and smiled meaningfully. Soo-yeon saw the makeup design and seemed to have some ideas of her own. The next day, Do-jin came to Jung-hyuk's studio with a face full of acne. Everyone searched for the cause of his allergy. Hong-seok was worried that Jung-hyuk would be angry, so he begged Do-jin to say that he was allergic to seafood. Otherwise, everyone would be fired. After seeing Do-jin, Jung-hyuk was extremely angry. Do-jin admitted that he was allergic to seafood, but Jung-hyuk knew at a glance that this was clearly the cause of using cosmetics incorrectly. Everyone took turns explaining their makeup steps from the day before. Then Soo-yeon took out the lotion that she had given to Do-jin yesterday. Jung-hyuk saw the problem and immediately found out. It turned out that Soo-yeon had mistakenly taken a toner that contained alcohol. Do-jin was allergic to it. Jung-hyuk was angry and immediately fired Soo-yeon in front of everyone. The whole group was also kicked out of the makeup room. After this incident, Soo-yeon kept apologizing. Jung-hyuk said a philosophical sentence about apologizing, which was that apologies can only be used in situations where there is a chance of saving the situation. After being fired, Soo-yeon went upstairs and thought of an idea. She hurriedly ran home and rummaged through her things. After a while, Soo-yeon found what she was looking for and went to Do-jin's house. But the female manager stopped Soo-yeon at the door because the senior manager had reminded her not to let the two of them get close to each other. This was not good for Do-jin, so Soo-yeon stubbornly sat in front of the door. Finally, the female manager felt pathetic and let Soo-yeon in. The campaign to help Do-jin regain his beautiful skin began. All fried foods and carbonated drinks were banned. Do-jin also had to exercise and sweat to detoxify. Soo-yeon even made a special mask for him. She applied ointment on him and reminded him to sleep well. Only then did Soo-yeon know that Do-jin had suffered from severe insomnia since a year ago. Sometimes he needed to take sleeping pills to sleep. Soo-yeon asked if it was because of her problem that he was like that. She finally understood that he was also suffering and thinking a lot because of that problem. Do-jin said that even so, it couldn't compare to what she had experienced. Everyone left the room and advised Do-jin to sleep well. However, Do-jin whined and said he couldn't sleep. Do-jin insisted that Soo-yeon sing for him. The two of them practiced singing again like they used to. To suit Do-jin's skin condition, Jung-hyuk changed his makeup style. Jung-hyuk was worried, so he personally went to Do-jin's house to check on the situation. Jung-hyuk knew that Soo-yeon was always here taking care of Do-jin. He also saw the skincare products that Soo-yeon brought on the living room table. Meanwhile, Director Oh was preparing for the photo shoot. As soon as she entered the door, she asked her assistant to help her change into her sneakers. Then she started to do Ha-won's makeup. After Ha-won changed to the second set, they continued to take pictures continuously. Ha-won was indeed a very beautiful photo model. Jung-hyuk on this side was still constantly changing his makeup style, but in the end, he still didn't get a satisfactory photo shoot. Soo-yeon was always by Do-jin's side to take care of him all night. The next day, the pimples on Do-jin's face had reduced a lot, so they were able to take pictures as planned. Soo-yeon also joined the set as Do-jin's assistant. Compared to Director Oh's makeup style, Jung-hyuk's is more artistic. Sejun was amazed when he saw the photo. Sejun hugged Jung-hyuk and said that he would stick with Jung-hyuk for the rest of his life. Hong-seok silently congratulated them on their happiness. After the filming ended to Jung-hyuk again, seeing Soo-yeon's skin condition, he knew that she had tried very hard to correct her mistakes, so he agreed to give her another chance. The company regularly checks the employees' nails. Their cute appearance made Soo-yeon laugh out loud. The two directors participated in the interview. They accidentally revealed that they were preparing their own new products. Then Jung-hyuk went to the lab. He secretly read the results of the researchers' experiments. At night, Soo-yeon did her friend's makeup for her live stream. She wanted to try the makeup that Jung-hyuk designed for Do-jin, but there wasn't enough time, so Soo-yeon drew panda eyes after. Finishing her makeup, Soo-yeon's friend danced on the live stream. Then she started the challenge of eating 5 packs mix of ramen she ate while answering fans' questions. She said that she was originally a trainee at an entertainment company. She was eliminated just because she ate 3 chicken buns. However, that was actually good for her. The company really forbade too many things. They forbade using cell phones, they also forbade traveling and dating. In general, she couldn't do anything. On the contrary, when she became a streamer, she could do whatever she wanted. More importantly, after graduating, she couldn't find a suitable job, but live streaming helped her make money. This is an overview of the current employment situation of many trainees in Korea. The next day, Sejun came to Junghyuk and said that another assistant wanted to resign. It was the new assistant who had just started working with Soo-yeon. Junghyuk had a headache when he heard that. Junghyuk immediately went to manager Kim to talk to him. Junghyuk wanted to know why the assistant had quit after only 3 months. Manager Kim explained that the new assistant accidentally dropped a makeup brush, but she didn't clean it properly and instead dusted it off with her skirt. Manager Kim had seen her entire action at that time. Manager Kim had thrown the food next to her on the ground, and he told her to pick it up and eat it. He also said that she was unprofessional and had no work ethics. After she apologized, Manager Kim continued to ask if she would also eat food that fell on the ground or pick up contact lenses that fell on the ground and wear them. Manager Kim talked for a while, and the new assistant immediately wanted to cry. Manager Kim was actually right. Junghyuk couldn't hold back anymore when he heard that. He said that if the brush fell on the ground, how could he pretend not to know and pick it up and use it directly? So he immediately stood on the same side as Manager Kim. But Sejun was worried about the company, so he told the two of them to look at themselves. That evening, Soo-yeon was still at the company fixing her eyelashes when she received a call from Do-jin. He told her about his situation in Thailand. He also said that he followed her instructions and his skin condition had improved. Do-jin was very happy to hear Soo-yeon's compliments, so Do-jin whined and asked Soo-yeon to sing for him. Seeing that no one was around, Soo-yeon sang a song. Junghyuk happened to hear it on his way home from work. He naturally leaned against the door and eavesdropped. Didn't expect Sejun to come to the company after drinking and cause trouble. Junghyuk and Soo-yeon took him to the car together. Since they couldn't find Sejun's home address, they could only take him to Junghyuk's house. After entering the house, Sejun started vomiting. Junghyuk immediately moved away. Unexpectedly, Soo-yeon was behind and couldn't avoid it, so she got caught in Sejun's vomit. After Soo-yeon finished showering, the doorbell rang. Soo-yeon went to open the door, and Junghyuk's girlfriend, Ji-yoon, was standing in front of the door. Ji-yoon looked at Soo-yeon in surprise. Ji-yoon told Junghyuk that after she left, he was going to play around like this. At this time, Junghyuk, who was next to him, also acted like that. Soo-yeon used the excuse of drying her hair to leave, but she hid in the bathroom to eavesdrop on them. It turned out that Ji-yoon wanted to return to her career, and she wanted Junghyuk to help her with her makeup because she was most beautiful when he did her makeup. Junghyuk told Ji-yoon not to appear again and closed the door. Ji-yoon leaned against the door and cried. The person who had left reappeared, making Junghyuk confused. Many years ago, he accidentally met her with the rich boss. She even introduced him as her makeup artist. Not long after, she married a rich man. After Soo-yeon finished cleaning up, Junghyuk took her home. In the car, Soo-yeon asked about Junghyuk and Ji-yoon's relationship. Junghyuk replied that they had dated before Ji-yoon got married. After Junghyuk took Soo-yeon near the house, he turned on the car lights to light up the dark road for her. On the way home, Junghyuk kept thinking about Ji-yoon's face. In the car, Ji-yoon said she wanted to go home. The driver said today was a once-a-month day off, but Ji-yoon still insisted on going home. When Ji-yoon entered the house, she saw her husband being intimate with another girl. Ji-yoon picked up the vase and threw it on the ground, declaring that she was home. The girl was naturally disappointed and left. So this is what it means to take a break once a month. The husband chased Ji-yoon into the dressing room. Ji-yoon said that others would laugh at him. Having such a beautiful wife in the house and still having an affair, she also said that he should know enough. But the husband grabbed her hair and said that he wouldn't divorce her anyway. They should just continue living like this. The next day, without any prior arrangement, Do-jin came to find Soo-yeon. He also brought her favorite vanilla skim milk and syrup. Soo-yeon said that it was just regular milk and 2 spoons of syrup because she didn't need to lose weight anymore. She could eat whatever she wanted. Then Soo-yeon carefully examined Do-jin's acne. She applied toner before putting on his makeup. Unexpectedly, when Soo-yeon's fingers touched Do-jin's skin, his heart beat faster. Since the new assistant had resigned, the work was redistributed. Assistant Hyun-dan assisted Jung-hyuk. Soo-yeon and Hong-sok assisted manager Na. Once, while preparing for makeup, the female star asked to do her makeup while looking at her phone. She complained that Soo-yeon was too rough. Then she complained that the coffee Hong-sok got was from Ethiopia, not Colombia. Soo-yeon continued to prepare her makeup, but the female star got mad. She said that Soo-yeon's hand pressure was too strong and would cause wrinkles. The female star stood up and pushed Soo-yeon to sit down on the chair. She kept rubbing Soo-yeon's face. Jung-hyuk heard the noise and walked over. The actress said that she was only doing the same thing Soo-yeon did to her so that Soo-yeon would know how much pain she had just suffered. Jung-hyuk told her to look at the employee uniform Soo-yeon was wearing. It had another family's precious child written on it. He asked her to leave, saying that the beauty salon would not serve such rude customers. If she still wants to receive service, then sincerely apologize to his staff. After the actress apologized, Soo-yeon continued to do her makeup. Soo-yeon's face couldn't hide her smile. After that, Hong-seok taught Soo-yeon how to wash the brush. When Hong-seok talked about Jung-hyuk's heroic appearance just now, the corners of Soo-yeon's mouth curled up again. The three of them gathered for dinner. Jung-hyuk told the managers that they were preparing to hold a conference to launch a new product. They raised their glasses together to celebrate this memorable moment. After talking, Manager Kim left first. Before leaving, Sejun repeatedly told Manager Kim that the press conference to launch a new product was top secret. He absolutely couldn't let it out. Next, the two continued to negotiate about business capital. Sejun wanted to raise investment, but Jung-hyuk said he wanted to borrow money and used company as collateral. Otherwise, they would have to listen to the investors in everything. That way, they wouldn't have the right to take the initiative. Sejun firmly objected. He said that he still had debts to pay. Jung-hyuk thought that this time, it was worth the gamble. As long as it was under Jung-hyuk's name, they would definitely earn a large sum of money. They would be able to pay back the money soon. Finally, Sejun compromised. Meanwhile, Do-jin dreamed of Soo-yeon kissing him. Do-jin then sat up and opened his phone to look at Soo-yeon's pictures. He wondered why she was so pretty, so he threw away his phone and hypnotized himself that she was ugly. Then he picked up his phone to look for another pretty girl. But after scrolling for a long time, Do-jin finally called Soo-yeon. He asked her to sing for him. Even just hearing Soo-yeon's breathing made Do-jin nervous. The next day, Sejun placed a crystal ball in Jung-hyuk's office. They waited for the results of the international makeup competition to be announced. Both directors were very nervous as they checked the results. Sejun even told Jung-hyuk to hold the crystal ball in his palm. Sejun held the gold necklace. In the end, Jung-hyuk won. Jung-hyuk happily sat in the office cleaning the crystal ball. Director Oh received news that Ji-yoon's husband, Han Dong, wanted to start a cosmetics business. He was looking for a famous makeup artist to help launch the business. The news came from the girl who had an affair with Ji-yoon's husband. He had recently fallen in love with her. Wherever he went, he would take her with him. Director Oh saw this as a good opportunity. Jung-hyuk returned home and looked at Do-jin's picture on the cover of a magazine. He remembered the old days when he did Ji-yoon's makeup like that. Meanwhile, Han Dong was listening to the staff's plan introduction. He decided to discuss cosmetics business with Jung-hyuk. After returning home, her husband asked Ji-yoon about Jung-hyuk's story. Ji-yoon immediately became nervous. Jung-hyuk's company was a partner of the K-pop awards ceremony, so they were in charge of makeup for artists. The person Soo-yeon had to serve was the girl group she almost debuted with. The senior assistants sarcastically laughed at Soo-yeon behind her back. Soo-yeon sat alone in the rooftop garden to relieve her mood. Jung-hyuk looked at Soo-yeon and remembered her situation a year ago. Soo-yeon turned around and saw Jung-hyuk, so she asked him if she had a day off. It seemed like she was planning to avoid everyone that day. Jung-hyuk asked if Soo-yeon was going to run away every time. Running away was the worst choice. At night, Soo-yeon stayed home and chatted with her good friend. Soo-yeon's mother still hasn't given up on her dream of becoming a singer. She sent her all the audition schedules for the first half of the year. She told her that she must debut next year. After all, Soo-yeon is 25 years old. That means she's not young anymore. And the other friend's parents, when they saw her live streaming eating, said that she was working in vain. They advised her to find a serious job. So Soo-yeon and her friend were helpless in life because everyone was working until the morning at the K-pop award ceremony. Do-jin secretly came to pick up Soo-yeon. He insisted that she get in his car. Soo-yeon used all her strength to refuse. Jung-hyuk was about to go home and saw this, so he immediately stopped Do-jin's actions. Do-jin said that he came to confess to Soo-yeon. Do-jin wanted Jung-hyuk not to interfere. Luckily, the manager came in time to pull Do-jin away. When they got home, the manager told Do-jin that even if he liked Soo-yeon, he had to stop immediately. Do-jin complained that he was already 25 years old. Why could others date but he couldn't? The manager reminded him that he couldn't live a normal life. Soo-yeon received a call from Do-jin. She said that he didn't think about others. He just wanted to do things his own way. She also said that he was clinging to her and making her life more difficult. Most importantly, she would feel very uncomfortable when she saw him. The next day, the artists came to do their makeup. Everyone was very busy. Sejun wanted to help, but he chose a foundation that didn't match skin tone, so he was nagged by Manager Kim for half a day. Manager Kim even punished him by buying cakes for everyone. It turned out that Sejun was also a makeup artist. He just had a problem with his level. On the way home, Soo-yeon comforted Sejun by saying that she had been a trainee for 10 years, but no matter how many times she practiced, it was difficult for her to surpass someone with talent. Sejun also agreed with Soo-yeon. Moreover, nowadays Nowadays, geniuses also practice hard. While the two were talking, Sejun received a phone call asking for cooperation from Handong Group. They wanted to invite Junghyuk to be their representative to increase the popularity of cosmetics. When Sejun knew that Ji-yoon was the wife of Handong Group's representative, he said he had to go back to discuss with Junghyuk first before making a decision. The Miracle Girls group's arrival more or less made Sooyeon feel uncomfortable. After finishing, the girl who replaced Sooyeon came over. Then she gave Sooyeon a doll made in Sooyeon's image. Sooyeon cried after seeing it. Junghyuk went in to see if Sooyeon had finished cleaning up and happened to see this scene. He mistakenly thought that the Miracle Girls members had done something to Sooyeon. Sooyeon said that she had resolved the knot in her heart for so long. She originally wanted to run away from today, but luckily she didn't. Now she can completely let go of the past and live again. Junghyuk patted Sooyeon's head as a sign of encouragement. After work, Sejun wanted to discuss with Junghyuk about cooperating with Handong Group, but he couldn't find an opportunity to speak, so he could only temporarily give up. Meanwhile, Director Oh received internal information that Handong Group confirmed its cooperation with Junghyuk. Ji-yoon went to Junghyuk's company and asked the driver how it was. The driver then gave her a piece of paper. Ji-yoon took off her necklace as a reward. She said that she could only give him this and hoped he would accept it. She turned around and saw Junghyuk returning to the company. In the car, Sooyeon was sitting in the passenger seat. Ji-yoon suddenly felt an indescribable pain in her heart. Before borrowing money, Sejun told Junghyuk about the cooperation proposal of Handong Group. The domestic cosmetics industry is currently in a saturated state. Even big companies may not be able to succeed. The risk factor is high, so they should cooperate with big companies first to accumulate experience. It can also be considered as a stepping stone for them to succeed. As for new products, they should postpone it for another 3 years. Such cooperation also has free studios nationwide, and in Asian countries, they can also get shares. This is a project that will definitely be profitable. Junghyuk looked at the plan, but after seeing the name of the partner company, Junghyuk immediately refused. Junghyuk took the documents and went to the bank to borrow money. After successfully applying for the loan, Sejun called to refuse to cooperate with Handong Group. Handong couldn't accept being rejected by a makeup artist, so he went straight to Junghyuk's office to ask for a collaboration. But Junghyuk couldn't help but say that Handong was just here to make money and had no knowledge of cosmetics. Junghyuk still refused the offer. Gandong was curious how long Junghyuk could hold on. Ever since he liked Sooyeon, Do-jin began to ignore the actresses around him. He admitted that he had someone he liked. Even though she wasn't as pretty as the Yi actress, he still liked her. Sooyeon met best friend on the way home from work. The friend happily shared the story of her meeting a fan on the way. Sooyeon exclaimed that she was already 25 years old and had never been on a picnic. Sooyeon had also missed her studies and she couldn't fall in love. The best friend comforted Sooyeon that she had worked hard for so many things in the past 10 years and that no one else could do that. Do-jin appeared in front of Sooyeon again. He gave her flowers to apologize for his previous behavior. Then he went into the confession scene. He nervously waited for her answer. Sooyeon replied that she had no feelings for him. She only saw him as a friend. After saying that, she put down the bouquet of flowers and left. Do-jin was sad alone. The female manager saw Do-jin's mental state. She exclaimed that this time he seemed to really like Sooyeon. It was the first time she was confessed to, but the one who confessed was Do-jin, which made Sooyeon a little disappointed. Handong was having fun in the karaoke bar, but he still held a grudge against Junghyuk. He ordered his subordinates to investigate Junghyuk in detail. No matter what, he would make Junghyuk kneel down and beg for forgiveness. The sexy girl next to him heard everything. He drank a lot and went home angry with Ji-yoon. Ji-yoon couldn't hold it in anymore and argued back. In his building, he took his own elevator, and she was like a bird trapped in a cage. Her husband thought that if that was the case, he would build a Pilates studio in their home. From now on, he forbade her from leaving the house. Suddenly, he discovered that the necklace around her neck was missing. Ji-yoon replied that it was probably gone. He pushed her against the wall. The nanny downstairs prepared an ice pack for her. After beating his wife, the husband left her a message. He said that he had to go to Hong Kong for work, and he told her to take her card and go shopping. Ji-yoon threw the bank card into the trash. Then she sat in front of the mirror, looking at the wound on her face, and sighed. Ji-yoon picked up the makeup box that Junghyuk had given her long ago. She remembered that he had said that all the products in it were suitable for her, so she could just use one. Ji-yoon threw away the concealer. She said that she had no flaws. At that time, she had a very cheerful smile. End of the flashback. Ji-yoon took out a concealer to cover the scar. Ji-yoon then packed all the valuables. The nanny asked Ji-yoon where she was going. Ji-yoon asked the nanny to tell Handong that if he came looking for her, she would kill him herself. Then she left without hesitation. After leaving, she turned off her husband's phone. She went straight to the address the driver gave her last time. After arriving at the kindergarten, she went to find her friend. The two of them sat in the park and chatted. Ji-yoon asked her friend to help her prepare for her comeback. Jung Hyuk personally checked the production process of the product. The three of them planned to send Jung Hyuk out when promoting, mainly large beauty salons and pharmacies. Of course, there was also online. Everyone was excited for the upcoming debut. In order to prevent Do Jin from contacting Soo-yeon, the company specially changed Do Jin's makeup studio to director Oh's studio. But manager Kim reprimanded the staff for making mistakes that caused Do Jin's face to break out, so he changed the studio. Manager Kim punished them by cleaning the makeup table. Jung Hyuk found out about this and went to Soo-yeon to talk. Soo-yeon told him that it was because of her selfishness that she made Do Jin change to another makeup studio. She hoped that he could change to another makeup studio. She was very sorry for the loss she had caused the company. If the company needed her to leave, it would be fine. Jung Hyuk said that she was a member of their extended family, so he would absolutely not abandon his family first. Soo-yeon breathed a sigh of relief. She was afraid that her boss would get angry. After all, Jung Hyuk was really quick to anger. With the help of her friends, Jiun rented a cozy little house. The two of them discussed selling all their branded goods. They could definitely make a lot of money. Ji-yoon talked about how she wanted to return to the industry. The friend replied that Ji-yoon had said it was boring at first, so she chose to get married and run away. But why did she want to return now? But Ji-yoon said that the place she ran away from was truly hell. She would first open an artist management company and then let her friend be the director. No matter what, she would fight her husband to the end. After work, So-yeon remembered Jung Hyuk saying that she was family. Then he comforted her and protected her in front of customers. And there was also the embarrassing scene where she saw him taking a bath. When she got home, Soo-yeon saw Jung Hyuk in a magazine and showed it off to her friend. The friend sensed Soo-yeon's feelings, so she said that Jung Hyuk was not good. The friend will introduce men to Soo-yeon. She turned to look at her fan base. To celebrate her approaching 300,000 fans, she was going to do something special. She planned to dress herself up as a pig and livestream. She said that male fans didn't want that kind of thing. They were more interested in cute or sexy styles anyway. Soo-yeon replied disdainfully that pretending to be pretty would make others hate her. A group of fans stopped Do Jin to ask for a photo. Do Jin said not to be so late next time. They were all so pretty that it would be dangerous to walk on the road. When Han-dong got home, he immediately looked at the dashcam video from the car for the past 3 months. Unfortunately, a few days ago, the car had a problem and was replaced with a new one. Ji-yoon had been away for a few days and he hadn't heard from her, so he was furious. He got angry at the servants and told them to get lost. He also warned them not to gossip or they would not have a good ending. Then he went upstairs and entered the dressing room. He found that all the valuables had been taken. In a fit of anger, he smashed the furniture in the room like crazy. The next day, he ordered his personal secretary to find Ji-yoon and reminded them not to let the news get out. On the other side, Soo-yeon was in the break room watching assistant Hyun-dan carefully clean the makeup box. She admired him very much. She was still trying to save money for her first makeup box. Today, a Bae, legendary figure, suddenly visited. It was Chairman Jun, who used 5 million won to start a business. But in the end, she was the one who developed her company into a public company. Every time the shareholders meeting was approaching, she would always come here to get her hair done. The makeup artists on the side were discussing the president's makeup. Jung Hyuk didn't dare to look straight. Manager Kim had wanted to try doing makeup for President Jun before, but in the end, he was forcibly dragged out of the room by the security guard. Jung Hyuk was dissatisfied, so he personally appeared. However, he was also flatly rejected. With no other choice, Jung Hyuk called all the staff together. He took out a cute makeup box. Then he announced that whoever could convince President Jun to accept makeup, he would give that person this makeup set. This was a handmade makeup set made by a world-class designer. Soo-yeon knew right away that this was what she was missing. Soo-yeon immediately came up with the idea of doing her own makeup. Soo-yeon planned to use a mirror to make President Jun agree to do makeup. Then Soo-yeon entered the room. First, Soo-yeon let President Ju see the same makeup. Then So-yeon would remove her makeup and reveal her bare face. Soo-yeon then slowly told the story of her past as a trainee. When she was young, everyone praised her for being pretty. But after entering the company, she discovered that there were many pretty kids, so she used heavy makeup to make herself stand out. As a result, she still couldn't debut. President Jun told Soo-yeon to get straight to the point. Soo-yeon continued to say that makeup was to stand out more, and the president's face had very beautiful features, but the colors and bold lines made her look stronger, so people would feel that she was unapproachable. The president thought that she needed this kind of aura. Soo-yeon's behavior was somewhat impulsive. Assistant Hyun-dan continued to request, but the president firmly asked them to go out. The nephew standing behind looked at the president's makeup and sighed. Finally, the president agreed to do the makeup. Jung Hyuk did the makeup for the president in a gentle but charismatic way. Even the nephew praised her beauty. The three people who got the makeup box played rock, paper, scissors, a game that decided the outcome. The two male assistants were eliminated eliminated one after another but found all kinds of reasons to play again. Soo-yeon was determined to protect this rare makeup box. Then Jung-hyuk brought the mini version to Soo-yeon. Soo-yeon also reaffirmed the position of makeup work in her heart. It was no longer just a money-making tool. She wanted to become a makeup artist who could influence people like Jung-hyuk. Jung-hyuk also praised Soo-yeon for her talent. Soo-yeon was extremely happy to hear the compliment. Soo-yeon shared with her friend that Jung-hyuk had praised her for her talent in makeup. When she was a trainee, people always criticized her for singing badly and dancing badly. Her face also needed surgery. No one had ever praised her. Meanwhile, Director Oh knew that Jung-hyuk had rejected the cooperation project with Handong Group. Ji-yoon had left home. After hearing the news, Director Oh went to see Ji-yoon's husband. She pretended to meet Handong by chance and chatted with him. She also said that if he needed help, he could contact her at any time. Then she left on her own so as not to bother him. Director Oh called back halfway. In fact, all of this was under Director Oh's control. After dismissing the unrelated employees, Handong asked Director Oh to help him find out news about Ji-yoon. Director Oh readily agreed. Handong said that he would definitely repay her. Director Oh then revealed that Jung-hyuk was Ji-yoon's ex-boyfriend. It turned out that the two of them could not break up. Handong immediately understood why Jung-hyuk rejected him. He was extremely angry. On the day Jung-hyuk launched his new product, Handong, seeing this news, he wanted to launch a new product to assert his position with his rival. He proposed to cooperate with Director Oh to destroy Jung-hyuk's career. Then he investigated where Ji-yoon lived. He immediately went to Ji-yoon. He accused her of still loving Jung-hyuk, which was why she didn't go home. After saying that, Handong wanted to take Ji-yoon home. No, Ji-yoon raised her hand to slap him. He angrily took off his watch and started to attack her. Luckily, Ji-yoon's friend returned in time and rescued her. After work in the evening, Soo-yeon was not used to the job, so she stayed to work overtime. Jung-hyuk invited Soo-yeon to eat his favorite cake and ramen. Soo-yeon wished she could finish the bowl of noodles immediately. She said that when she was a trainee, if she gained 500 grams, she would have to starve for a day. But now she can eat whatever she wants, so she feels really happy. While they were talking, the doorbell rang. Soo-yeon opened the door and saw Ji-yoon at the door. Ji-yoon asked Soo-yeon how old she was. Knowing that Soo-yeon was 25 years old, Ji-yoon sarcastically said that youth is an advantage. Seeing 2 boxes of noodles and dumplings on the table in Ji-yoon's house, she was a little unhappy. Ji-yoon told Soo-yeon to leave first so that she and Jung-hyuk could talk privately, but Jung-hyuk held Soo-yeon back. In a difficult situation, Soo-yeon made an excuse that Jung-hyuk promised to take her home, so she would go change her clothes first. When there were only 2 people left, Ji-yoon said bluntly that she was getting a divorce. Ji-yoon also asked if Jung-hyuk was happy. She wanted him to quickly end things with Soo-yeon. Don't joke around with young girls anymore. Jung-hyuk thinks that the feelings the two of them once had are just jokes and don't have real feelings. Soo-yeon appears after changing her clothes. Jung-hyuk grabs Soo-yeon's hand and affectionately calls her Yeon. Then he pulls Soo-yeon away, leaving Ji-yoon angry and helpless. Ji-yoon follows behind and shouts Jung-hyuk's name. Jung-hyuk ignores her and drives away. Halfway there, an image of Ji-yoon using concealer to cover up the bruises appears. In his mind, he stops the car and tells Soo-yeon to go home first while he returns to the company's front door. He asks what the injuries on her face are. Ji-yoon feels wronged and hugs Jung-hyuk. Soo-yeon stands far away and sees this scene. Jung-hyuk pushes Ji-yoon away. After all, at first, this woman was determined to leave him. Ji-yoon is extremely regretful and keeps apologizing. She begs him to accept her love again. Jung-hyuk drove away without saying anything. Ji-yoon squatted on the ground and cried bitterly. Jung-hyuk was confused as he remembered that Ji-yoon had proposed to break up with Jung-hyuk because she wanted to be rich. She had been dating the other person for 3 months. Jung-hyuk could only keep quiet when he heard that. Not only that, Ji-yoon also asked Jung-hyuk why he didn't hold on to her. Jung-hyuk helplessly said that they had been in love for 6 years. After she became famous, they could only meet secretly. Because of her career, he had endured until now. After saying that, Jung-hyuk held on to Ji-yoon but was rejected. The next day, Handong warned Jung-hyuk that he would regret what he had done. Soo-yeon had no experience in love, so she asked her friends for advice. She was pretending to be a couple with a man, but this man wanted to get back with his ex-girlfriend. The friend firmly explained that she was jealous. Moreover, that man was not a good person. He used Soo-yeon to provoke his ex-girlfriend, so he must still have lingering feelings for her. On the other hand, Do-jin was not satisfied with the change of makeup artist. He deliberately criticized Director Oh's makeup skills. Director Oh changed his makeup over and over again, and finally, she angrily chased Do-jin out. She remembered Han-dong's suggestion to join forces to defeat Jung-hyuk. Jung-hyuk was concerned about whether Soo-yeon got home safely last night, but he couldn't find the right words to ask. Then the 3 of them discussed. Jung-hyuk suggested a gift to celebrate the launch of the product. Whether it was a regular customer or a VIP customer, they would be given a full set of full-size products. See Sejun was afraid of wasting money when he heard that, but he agreed in the end. Do-jin happily went to Jung-hyuk's studio to get her makeup done. The female manager taught Do-jin how to pursue Soo-yeon. She told him to start by pretending to be a friend to stay by Soo-yeon's side. Then he slowly showed his masculinity. As soon as he got to the makeup room, Do-jin did 100 push-ups. Ji-yoon told her friend that this time she was determined to get a divorce. The luxury goods she sold were just enough to buy 2 houses in Gangnam. They could use the rest as investment money to start over. The friend was worried about Ji-yoon's safety. She wanted to know how Ji-yoon and Han-dong met. Ji-yoon recalled their first meeting at a bar. Ji-yoon paid Han-dong when he forgot to bring his wallet. Then she asked him to definitely pay her back. He asked her for her contact information. Ji-yoon said that there were a lot of negative comments about her online. She told him to leave 100 good comments as a reward. At the same time, Han-dong was lying on a woman's lap. He said that people who approached him had a purpose, but Han-dong fell in love with Ji-yoon at first sight. Later, he found out that everything was a lie because he heard Ji-yoon's staff talking. It turned out that their chance meeting was also carefully planned. Han-dong went home to question Ji-yoon if it was true. Ji-yoon remained silent. He cried out in disappointment, but Ji-yoon admitted that it was true that she had liked him. In the end, Director Oh and Han-dong joined hands to deal with Jung-hyuk. The staff were preparing for the promotion test. At this time, Ji-yoon visited. Again, only this time, Ji-yoon came to see Soo-yeon. Jung-hyuk asked the staff about this week's schedule and found out that she was at Soo-yeon's place. Jung-hyuk immediately called Soo-yeon, but found out that she did not bring her phone. He hung up the call and went outside to think about the meaning of the name TP that she saved in her phone. He couldn't figure it out, so he turned back and asked the young people about the meaning of this word. The staff unanimously replied that TP meant personality gone. Then everyone burst out laughing. Jung-hyuk scolded everyone and then left. Ji-yoon and Soo-yeon were outside chatting. Soo-yeon took the initiative to explain that she had no other relationship with Jung-hyuk. Ji-yoon breathed a sigh of relief when she heard that. Soo-yeon went back to the company and met Jung-hyuk. Jung-hyuk just told Soo-yeon to change. Soo-yeon didn't understand anything. When Soo-yeon returned to the makeup room, she saw a missed call. Only then did she understand Jung-hyuk's meaning. The 3 of them rehearsed the press conference content. At the venue, Director Oh personally went out to meet the research staff. In the evening, Soo-yeon practiced alone in the makeup room. Jung-hyuk teaches Soo-yeon how to properly apply makeup step by step. Suddenly, the 2 of them feel shy because of the closeness, so they quickly keep their distance. In order to express their apology, Jung-hyuk gives Soo-yeon a new product. Because Do-jin wants to know how to love, he specially goes to the bookstore to seriously research the thing called love. Because her friend will be filming a mukbang tonight, Soo-yeon will dress up her friend as Princess Jasmine. The gift sent is a yacht. She agrees to grant her fan 3 wishes, but none of them are strange wishes. Unexpectedly, assistant Hong Sok is chosen. He asks to compete in a mukbang with her. Ji-yoon is advertising a hairdryer when she thinks of Soo-yeon's words. She immediately feels happy. She dresses up and holds a bottle of wine in front of Jung-hyuk's house. It turns out that Ji-yoon just moved to the house next door this afternoon, so the 2 of them have become neighbors. Jung-hyuk was about to close the door when Ji-yoon said that he hadn't forgotten her. She then asked him to talk to her, but Jung-hyuk insisted on closing the door. The next day, Sejun couldn't contact the research director. Manager Kim informed everyone that Han-dong Group was holding a conference to launch a new product. His colleagues brought the products back from the conference. The exterior design was identical. The material and smell were also the same. Jung-hyuk confirmed that Han-dong Group's new product was theirs. They hurriedly drove to the factory and found that the door was locked. Jung-hyuk broke the door and found the product still unsold. He wondered what the problem was. He consulted a lawyer. The lawyer suggested suing the research director for revealing company secrets. Then the news reported that the research director accepted an interview. The director said that Jung-hyuk forced him to reveal information about Han-dong Group's products. This product is the result of Director Oh's long-term research. Director Oh even pretended to be a good person and appeared on screen. She said that she couldn't bear to make this public because Jung-hyuk was her favorite student after all. Director Oh laughed heartily while watching the news. Ji-yoon saw the news and thought that this situation was caused by her. Jung-hyuk and Sejun went to Director Oh to ask her what happened, but she blamed the research director. She said that the research director had signed a contract with her 8 years ago. Jung-hyuk was angry and said that she interfered in everything. He will do his best to respond in the future. That evening, the lawyer came to the office and frankly admitted that current situation was not good for Jung-hyuk. The signing date between Jung-hyuk and the research director was 3 years ago. Jung-hyuk decided to skip the announcement tomorrow morning. So-yeon was worried that they hadn't eaten anything, so she bought sandwiches and brought them over. At the door, she heard Jung-hyuk and Sejun talking. Jung-hyuk thinks that Han-dong might have been involved because he couldn't stand Jung Hyuk and Ji Yoon's close relationship in the past. Not wanting to disturb the two of them talking, Soo-yeon hangs the sandwich on the doorknob. She returns home and leaves a correction online. Soo-yeon says that Jung Hyuk is not the one who took the fruits of other people's labor. Soo-yeon also tries to explain to her best friend that Jung Hyuk is the one who was wronged. The research director goes to Director Oh because he saw the video of her interview on the news. This is not consistent with the original agreement. More importantly, she clearly promised from the beginning that she wouldn't harm Jung Hyuk. Director Oh laughs at him, saying that he kept quiet when he received the money, and now he's worrying about others. Then she promises to help him take care of his mother. After saying that, Director Oh bought him a plane ticket and told him to leave quickly. At this time, Han-dong saw a photo of Jung Hyuk and Ji Yoon together. Coincidentally, Jung Hyuk came to visit Han-dong. After the two of them hung up the phone, Han-dong said that first, Jung Hyuk had rejected the cooperation plan with him. Second, he had seen Ji Yoon betray him with his own eyes. Now, if Jung Hyuk wanted to live, he could only beg him for forgiveness. Then he would admit that it was the research director who used the research and development to deceive them. After Jung Hyuk thought for a while, he picked up a golf club and smashed the glass as an answer and left. After that, he contacted the reporter to write an article to clarify the truth. The reporter told him that the workers at the factory all ran to Director Oh. The reporter would do his best to help Jung Hyuk, but unfortunately, the partners also came to ask for a refund. The artists all avoided Jung Hyuk for fear of affecting their reputations. The shop owners also came to ask Jung Hyuk for money. Jung Hyuk went to Director Oh's company to find the factory workers. Everyone said they didn't know anything and refused to testify for him. Jung Hyuk went to the nursing home where the research director's mother was staying, but he was mistaken for the research director. Jung Hyuk played the role and promised to visit her often. Before leaving, he helped her pay the hospital bill that was about to expire. The female manager advised Do-jin not to go to Jung Hyuk's makeup shop anymore. Working with them at this time would not go well. Do-jin firmly believed that Jung Hyuk was not that kind of person. Jung Hyuk thanked Do-jin for his trust. Se-jun told Jung Hyuk that someone was pressuring the reporter. There was news that the research director had gone abroad. The two bad guys started the celebration party. Han-dong told Director Oh that since she accepted his former student, Jung Hyuk would be considered his subordinate. The celebration party ended. Jung Hyuk blocked Director Oh's door. He knelt down and begged her to tell him where the research director was. Director Oh told Jung Hyuk to stand up because this was a public place anyway. The assistant told Director Oh that Jung Hyuk had paid the hospital fees for the nursing home. Director Oh said that Jung Hyuk would no longer have to pay any fees to the nursing home. The secretary was reporting to Han-dong when Ji Yoon walked in the door. She asked him to forgive Jung Hyuk like this, so she would listen to whatever he wanted. She would not divorce him anymore and obediently follow him home. She would not return to her career. If necessary, she would try to love him passionately. Her husband was even more unhappy after hearing this. He told her that this was the end of her teasing him. She could only silently accept it. After disappearing for a few days, Jung Hyuk appeared at the office to announce the closure. He also found a good place for everyone. He told the employees to transfer to Director Oh's newly opened branch. Finally, he distributed compensation money to everyone. So-yeon cried silently. Se-jun didn't want to leave. He wanted to continue complaining with Jung Hyuk. Jung Hyuk refused and said it was his business. On this side, Director Oh told her assistant to eliminate all the people who were preparing for the interview. She wanted to directly recruit all the employees from Jung Hyuk's side. This was her promise to Jung Hyuk, but in Director Oh's heart, she hoped Jung Hyuk would return to her the most. Jung Hyuk wondered if she didn't feel guilty for doing these things. Director Oh thought that the business world was like a battlefield. That was how she could maintain her current position. Do-jin was worried about Soo-yeon, so he wanted to introduce her to another company. Soo-yeon cried sadly. She thought that she was doing nothing well. This time she wanted to try to put on makeup but failed. The company representative arranged jobs for Do-jin one by one. Do-jin refused to cooperate. The female manager couldn't stand it anymore. After Do-jin left, the representative asked the senior manager to properly resolve the issue of renewing the contract with Do-jin. In the car, Do-jin told the manager that he didn't want to continue the contract, but the representative had already blocked all other companies secretly. On the other side, Ji Yoon was so angry that she was lying in bed sick. She was always worried about Jung Hyuk. Everyone went to Director Oh's company to report. Jung Hyuk went to visit his mother and cried. He said that he always remembered when his mother came to give him an umbrella when he was young. Even though his mother was seriously ill, she put on makeup to avoid embarrassing him. The moment he saw his mother, he ran away. Jung Hyuk regretted what he did at that time because there was no news of Jung Hyuk. Soo-yeon went to his house but no one opened the door. She called and heard the doorbell ringing inside. She knocked loudly on the door. Ji Yoon appeared from the house next door. She tried to enter the password but failed. Soo-yeon went to find a locksmith. Seeing the locksmith, Ji Yoon unconsciously covered her face because she was was afraid of being discovered by others. As soon as the door was opened, the two of them immediately went in. They saw Jung Hyuk lying on the bed with a pile of medicine next to him. After the ambulance arrived, Ji-yoon also wanted to go to the hospital with him. Soo-yeon thought that the current situation was all because of Ji-yoon, so it was best that she didn't show up. After Jung Hyuk escaped danger, Soo-yeon paid the hospital bill but didn't have enough money. Her friend didn't have that much money either. She also couldn't contact Do-jin, so she could only borrow money from Ji-yoon. Ji-yoon asked Soo-yeon to take good care of Jung Hyuk. After Jung Hyuk woke up, Soo-yeon scolded him. The life of an adult is tiring, but you can only endure and try to live on. She was like that too. Finally, Jung Hyuk was able to interject. He said that he just had insomnia, so he took sleeping pills. After being discharged from the hospital, Soo-yeon told Jung Hyuk not to do anything that would harm himself. Ji-yoon stayed at Jung Hyuk's house to prepare dinner for him. After returning home, Jung Hyuk told Ji-yoon that she must get a divorce. After that, she should live her own life. Ji-yoon saw the packed luggage in the living room and knew that Jung Hyuk was preparing to move. All of this was because of her. When they finished talking, Soo-yeon took out all the sleeping pills in the bedroom. Soo-yeon watched Jung Hyuk obediently go to sleep before she left. On the other side, Do-jin called Soo-yeon after the press conference. Soo-yeon was quite worried because she couldn't contact Do-jin. In addition, she disappeared for a whole year. Do-jin must have been very worried at that time, so Soo-yeon apologized to Do-jin. In the end, Soo-yeon emphasized that he must not take sleeping pills. The side effects of that were very serious. Jung Hyuk emailed the editor-in-chief of the magazine cover he had just participated in. Then he packed his things. Unexpectedly, editor-in-chief Anna personally invited Jung Hyuk to work in New York. There was a makeup artist position there. The prerequisite was that Jung Hyuk could not use his Korean name. After all, Jung Hyuk had a bad reputation in Korea. The next day, Do-jin went to the makeup shop. He was very happy that Soo-yeon had worried about him yesterday. He also boasted that he had thrown away all his sleeping pills. If he couldn't sleep in the future, he would call her and ask her to sing for him. After Soo-yeon finished taking care of Do-jin's skin, she ran to check if Jung Hyuk was okay. Jung Hyuk told Soo-yeon to work hard. In order to pay off his debt, Jung Hyuk sold his car. Unexpectedly, his good colleague Se-jun did the same thing. Kind-hearted Se-jun wanted to solve the problem with Jung Hyuk. The two went to the studio to wait for the buyer. Unexpectedly, the buyer was Han Dong. He arrogantly said that he would demolish the place and renovate it. Se-jun couldn't contain his excitement, so Jung Hyuk asked him to leave the office. After the two sat down, Jung Hyuk agreed to sell the studio to Han Dong. If he lost, he would lose comfortably. Then Jung Hyuk changed the subject and told Han Dong to divorce Ji-yoon. Han Dong thought the two of them were in love, so he felt very uncomfortable. Se-jun drove Jung Hyuk home. The two of them couldn't bear to lose everything. However, they still had to get their spirits up and work to earn money to pay off their debts. After selling everything, they still owed about 2 million won. Thinking about this huge amount, Jung Hyuk told Se-jun that he had decided to go to America, but he couldn't use his real name. This made him feel very sad. Se-jun gave the money he had collected to Jung Hyuk, but Jung Hyuk didn't want to get involved. Se-jun loved Jung Hyuk, so he told that when you are tired, you should rely on the people around you. After Jung Hyuk went bankrupt, Director Oh's studio had countless VIP customers. Sales increased significantly. Director Oh also knew that Jung Hyuk was going to America. She was extremely jealous when she heard this. This was a rare honor. She was full of irritation and resentment, so she got angry at her subordinates. Manager Kim was busy doing makeup for a customer who had made an appointment 6 months ago, so he refused to listen to Director Oh and go do makeup for Han Dong. No matter how powerful the other party was, they had to line up. Director Oh told him to quickly do makeup for the VIP customer. After all, the studio's motto was to serve VIP customers, not ordinary customers. Manager Kim had no choice but to listen. He also wanted to see what kind of person Ji-yoon's husband was. While doing makeup, Manager Oh kept provoking Han Dong. Han Dong smiled at him again. Director Oh and Han Dong accepted the interview together. The reporter asked again about Jung Hyuk's shop closing. Director Oh replied that although she was her favorite student, she was still lacking in moral education. Next, the reporter asked why Ji-yoon had not appeared since getting married. Fans were curious about her current situation. Han Dong replied that their married life was very happy. The female manager told Do-jin to read the handwritten fan letters and then selected 100 people to attend the fan meeting. Reading the fan letters made Do-jin feel happy and warm. He also prepared to write handwritten letters to his fans. Ji-yoon received a job offer. She shared with the manager that Jung Hyuk told her to get a divorce and live a decent life. Therefore, she wanted to work harder to become someone who could help Jung Hyuk. Han Dong became even angrier when he saw the divorce agreement. Ji-yoon told Han Dong to sign it quickly or she would expose the news of his domestic violence. Jung Hyuk moved into a small room to eat instant noodles. Suddenly, he saw cockroaches crawling on the floor. He was so excited that he threw the table away. Just then, Jung Hyuk received a call from Se-jun asking him to go out drinking. Jung-hyuk told Sejun that he decided to go to America. Sejun supports Jung-hyuk's way of thinking. Sejun wants to confirm Jung-hyuk's whereabouts with his own eyes. Seeing Jung-hyuk living in a small room, Sejun tells him to pack his things and move to Sejun's house. Director Oh tells Jung-hyuk's former colleague to go work for Han-dong. The makeup artist suggests taking all of Jung-hyuk's employees. Director Oh agrees. The employees gather together to talk about trivial matters at work. One of them says that Jung-hyuk is going to work in the US. The makeup artist informs everyone that starting next week, he will be working at a new studio, which is also his previous office. On the other side, the female manager sees the news about Do-jin looking for a new company and coincidentally meets the reporter. He mentions the video from a few years ago that caused Soo-yeon to be fired. The female manager curiously asks if it is related to Do-jin's contract. The reporter then realizes that the female manager doesn't know anything and that he has revealed too much. The reporter then turned around and left. The director said that Do-jin had been a bit distracted lately. It was time for him to know how powerful the company was. This also needed the reporter's help. After going to meet fans with his friends to compete in mukbang, Hong-seok told Hyun-dan to come with him. The four of them sat down and started introducing themselves. After a few words, they started live streaming. Soo-yeon made an appointment to meet Jung-hyuk. Soo-yeon knew that Jung-hyuk came to America to make money. She accidentally drank too much, so she spoke her mind. Soo-yeon told Jung-hyuk not to go to America like that. That was running away. He clearly did nothing wrong. If he went like that, he would admit his mistake. She advised him to stay here and find a way to prove his innocence. The most important thing was that Soo-yeon wanted to keep Jung-hyuk by her side. Jung-hyuk saw that Soo-yeon was drunk, so he took her home, but unfortunately, he didn't know the exact location of her house. Luckily, Jung-hyuk met Soo-yeon's friend who was on his way back. Jung-hyuk put Soo-yeon to bed. He looked at the posters and fire alarms posted on the wall. Soo-yeon was beside him, muttering to him not to go. Jung-hyuk left, but he thought about Soo-yeon's words and thought that she was right. He thought about why he had to leave. The next morning, editor-in-chief Anna sent an assistant to sign a contract with Jung-hyuk. She told him many times to hide her name. Meanwhile, Ji-yoon started her comeback. She actively interacted with her fans on livestream and announced her comeback. Jung-hyuk flipped through his photos, notes, and awards. There was also a handwritten letter from his mother. She felt ashamed that she couldn't help him. She also hoped that he could live a confident and wonderful life. The staff returned to the studio. Then they used the excuse of paying back the medical expenses to ask Jung-hyuk to come and deal directly. The senior manager was questioned about whether he knew the truth about the defamatory video, but of course, the senior manager immediately changed the subject to Do-jin's contract. The senior manager told him to sign it quickly. Do-jin packed pig's feet and went to Soo-yeon's house, then waited for her to come back with his friend. He told her about his days as a trainee. At that time, he cried because he missed his parents. At that time, Soo-yeon was the one who came to comfort him. The friend told Do-jin that Soo-yeon was drunk last night and Jung-hyuk carried her home. At that time, Do-jin felt very unhappy. Jung-hyuk told Soo-yeon that he was originally planning to go to America tomorrow, but then he decided not to go. Because to his mother, he was a son she was proud of. If he ran away, his mother would definitely be disappointed. Moreover, he had started his business from nothing until he had the foundation he had today. At most, he would start over. After Ji-yoon finished her livestream, she continuously received advertising offers. This laid a solid foundation for her comeback. At this time, her husband suddenly came to visit. He took out the marriage contract and a plane ticket to France. He also said that he wanted to start over. He would eliminate all the women around him. Ji-yoon thought this proposal was shameless. She said that if he wanted love, he should work hard to win it. He was forcing the other party like this, no different from a pervert. Then she advised him to go to the hospital to see a psychologist. Her husband was determined not to divorce. He also told her to look at the contract and consider his proposal. After leaving the door, her husband's expression changed. He called his subordinates to find a way to cancel all of Ji-yoon's contracts. Jung-hyuk wanted to find a job first and then slowly pay off his debt. Sejun told Jung-hyuk that he would go to his cousin's place to work as an accountant because of his family, so he couldn't be stubborn about his dream anymore. Moreover, he had to raise his children. To help Jung-hyuk, the next day, Soo-yeon offered to resign. Manager Kim saw that and felt very sorry for Soo-yeon's departure. Jung-hyuk was looking for a studio when he met Soo-yeon. Soo-yeon told him that she had just resigned this morning. She wanted to just be his assistant. When Jung-hyuk heard that, he told her to come back quickly because her future was uncertain, so he couldn't give her any guarantees. Soo-yeon pulled Jung-hyuk to continue looking for a room, but the deposit of 200 million won gave the two of them a headache. Soo-yeon knew that Jung-hyuk only had 20 million won, so she suggested opening a studio in another area. Hong-seok and Hyun-dan missed Soo-yeon a little. Do-jin came to do makeup, but he also knew that Soo-yeon had just resigned and went to Hongdae with Jung-hyuk. At this time, Jung-hyuk looked at the girls passing passing by and complained. He wondered how they had the courage to do such ugly makeup. He felt that opening a shop nearby was a punishment for him. Then the two of them sat down. Soo-yeon's friend had lived in Hongdae for 8 years, so she showed them around the room. Jung-hyuk saw that the room was in a faraway location, so he was worried that no customers would come to his place to do makeup. But since the rent was cheap, he decided to sign the contract after thinking about it. Soo-yeon's friend also agreed to advertise the place when she live-streamed. While they were talking, they saw the girl next to them being cheated on by her boyfriend. Seeing her makeup, Jung-hyuk immediately walked over. He told her that her current state was not suitable for her to go talk to her ex-boyfriend. It has always been the case that when a girl breaks up, she has to become more beautiful. That way, she will make the man regret it for a long time. After saying that, the friends took out their makeup products one by one. Before the opening, Do-jin negotiated with representatives from other companies. The other party said that they planned to debut a girl group in the second half of this year. But Soo-yeon's reputation was not good. Do-jin explained that bad comments could bring more popularity than good reviews. The representative agreed to let Soo-yeon debut, but Do-jin had to sign a 5-year contract. Do-jin immediately prepared a celebration party for Soo-yeon. He also gave her a microphone. Do-jin told Soo-yeon that she could debut. Soo-yeon said that becoming a singer was a dream that had been aching in her heart. Now she had a hard time stabilizing her mood, and then she found a makeup artist job that she really liked. Moreover, the opportunity to debut was not something she had worked hard for. If she had debuted reluctantly, the news of the past would have followed her. Do-jin asked Soo-yeon why she had resigned if she liked makeup. Soo-yeon immediately told the truth that she wanted to help Jung-hyuk. Do-jin found out that Soo-yeon liked Jung-hyuk, so he immediately confessed. He wanted to kiss her, but was rejected. Soo-yeon admitted that she liked Jung-hyuk. It was because of him that she liked makeup. Now she just wanted to be by his side. The next day, the two of them started renovating the store. They chose furniture together and ate fried noodles together. Jung-hyuk also taught Soo-yeon makeup skills. At this time, manager Kim was about to resign. He told the makeup artist not to resign because she was still in the process of gaining experience. The makeup artist told Hong-suk and Hyun-dan that manager Kim had quit. Everyone felt very uncomfortable watching their original companions leave one by one. Jung-hyuk taught Soo-yeon how to contour. The two of them had close contact, which made Soo-yeon very happy. When they got home that evening, Jung-hyuk asked Soo-yeon why she risked quitting her job to help him. Soo-yeon replied that it was because he had given up his benefits in the US. He was afraid that his mother would be disappointed, so he decided to stay. This touched her. Although his personality was terrible, his makeup skills were really good. He was a responsible person. Being with such a person, she also learned a lot. Finally, Jung-hyuk sent an email to all the staff because he had worked hard for a long time to create great products. He had never done anything against his conscience. Now he was preparing to start all over again and was waiting for everyone to appear. Hong-suk and Hyun-dan were extremely excited when they received the email. The next day, when the two were discussing the name of the studio, Soo-yeon took the initiative to touch Jung-hyuk's hand, and she gradually approached him. The two looked at each other, and the atmosphere was a bit strange. Soo-yeon immediately thought of the name touch. The essence of makeup is based on contact. Jung-hyuk immediately agreed with Soo-yeon's suggestion. At this time, Director Oh received the news that Jung-hyuk did not go to America, but opened a small studio. Meanwhile, Hong-suk and Hyun-dan drank together. Hong-suk thought that Jung-hyuk gave him an opportunity at the worst time of his life. Now that Jung-hyuk was in the dark, Hong-suk should help him. Hyun-dan thought about the reality. He didn't really want to quit his job. After all, he wanted to be promoted to chief specialist first. Only then could he return home to prove his choice to his parents. Sejun worked in the factory and watched the video his daughter sent. He tearfully told his daughter that he was very happy. At night, Jung-hyuk and Soo-yeon coincidentally recalled the intimate scene from the afternoon. The next day, Director Oh asked Hong-suk and Hyun-dan to be her assistants and learn makeup skills. Hearing the good news, the two did not respond directly. They just bowed their heads and left the office. In the end, both of them resigned to follow Jung-hyuk to the new studio. On the way, they met department head Kim, so the three of them went to the studio together to put up the logo. The studio was officially open for business. Sejun also returned. The whole family was considered reunited. On the other hand, Ji-yoon dressed up and put on makeup to prepare for the interview with the director. The assistant received a call saying that all the movie and advertisement contracts were cancelled. She could only show up at premiere. The two guessed that Han Dong was the one who caused it. Studio Touch had opened but was deserted. It was difficult to get two customers to come. One complained about the high fees. The other complained about the inconvenient parking. In the end, the two sides could not reach an agreement. Then a middle-aged woman walked in. She wanted Jung-hyuk, who had extraordinary skills, to do her makeup. When paying, she only heard the price of 700,000 won. She immediately said that she did not see the price list clearly and thought it was 70,000 won. She also said that they were a scam studio. They argued for half half a day. Si-jun gave in and let the old woman pay 100,000 won. After Director Oh saw Jung-hyuk's studio photo, she laughed out loud. He opened a high-end makeup studio in such a poor neighborhood, but he had no customers all day. Everyone was a little bored. Jung-hyuk tells everyone to order food. Everyone lies that they are not hungry. They don't want to spend money to save money. Seeing everyone struggling like that, manager Kim wants to earn more money by going to the suburbs and filming. The entertainment company director knows that Do-jin has not signed a contract yet, so he asks the senior manager to reveal the truth about Soo-yeon's video. The senior manager is worried that Do-jin is weak and won't be able to withstand the attack. That's exactly what he wants to see. Soo-yeon goes home depressed because the studio has no customers. Her best friend advises her to use Do-jin's reputation to advertise. Soo-yeon refuses Do-jin. She feels ashamed to ask him for help but has no other choice. Soo-yeon wants to help Jung-hyuk, so she can only call Do-jin. Soo-yeon tells Do-jin that Jung-hyuk has reopened the studio. She asks if he can come there as a customer. Although he refused, Do-jin still asked for the studio's address. In order to avoid being restrained by her husband, Ji-yoon gave up on big-budget films. She chose a small film with an excellent script. Ji-yoon told her husband that she would not accept his offer. She was still determined to divorce. Her husband immediately became upset. He also said that he would make Jung-hyuk return to his old position. The husband asked Ji-yoon if she knew his identity from the first time they met. Ji-yoon honestly answered that, at that time, she only felt that he was an interesting man. After returning to Korea, she knew about his identity from Director Oh. At that time, she wanted to escape the entertainment industry and immediately felt that he was a suitable person. That's why she decided to get married. He regretted it when he knew the truth. He asked her why she didn't tell him from the beginning. Ji-yoon said that casual comments of outsiders could have shaken him. Even if she told him, he wouldn't believe it. Hearing this, he didn't want to give up on her even more. He firmly opposed the divorce. Do-jin went to Jung-hyuk's studio. Do-jin wanted to use his age to overwhelm Jung-hyuk. Do-jin even personally checked to see if Jung-hyuk had gray hair. After finishing, Jung-hyuk thanked Soo-yeon for specially inviting Do-jin. Unexpectedly, Director Oh sent congratulatory flowers. Everyone felt unlucky and prepared to throw them away. At this time, Director Oh came in and asked why Jung-hyuk didn't go to America. Jung-hyuk said he wanted to use his own way to prove his innocence. Director Oh reminded him that she had always kept the main position for him, so he could come back at any time. After work, everyone went to do market research. Jung-hyuk took this opportunity to teach Soo-yeon how to do makeup. After saying that, Jung-hyuk held Soo-yeon's hand and taught her the touching skill. Then Jung-hyuk shyly ended the lesson. The two of them walked home. They chatted as they walked. When they reached the bus stop, they met a drunk uncle. Jung-hyuk was worried that Soo-yeon would get hit, so he pushed her aside. Soo-yeon happily chuckled after returning home. She used her classmate as a guinea pig to practice today's lesson. Soo-yeon couldn't stop thinking about the handsome Jung-hyuk. The next day at work, he and Dan summarized the results of the research. First of all, the customers in the neighborhood were mainly young people, most of whom had just graduated. The ideal cost of makeup was 50,000 to 70,000 won. Next, there was no parking nearby. Everyone suggested that professional makeup and general makeup should be divided into different price ranges. Jung-hyuk expressed his opinion that he did not agree to reduce the value of his brand. Ji-yoon went to the studio and told Jung-hyuk to take advantage of her upcoming comeback to gain fame. Soo-yeon advised Jung-hyuk that what he needed most now was an opportunity to shine. If he had the chance, he should take it. Not to mention that he needed to be responsible for his staff. Then everyone went into the office to ask Jung-hyuk to do Ji-yoon's makeup. Jung-hyuk personally did Ji-yoon's makeup. Soo-yeon stood to the side and saw Jung-hyuk and Ji-yoon looking at each other. Soo-yeon suddenly felt uncomfortable. After everything was over, Ji-yoon told Soo-yeon that she was coming back and she promised to help Jung-hyuk with all her might. Ji-yoon told Soo-yeon to stay by Jung-hyuk's side and take good care of him. The news that Do-jin would sign a contract with another company reached the director. The director brought up the past story that the company had abandoned Soo-yeon to protect Do-jin. If Do-jin did not sign the contract, the company would leak this out. He later admitted that he had intentionally released Soo-yeon's video. Do-jin was photographed by reporters dating 4 girls at the same time. He originally wanted to use money to settle the matter, but the reporters only wanted exclusive coverage. That's why things happened afterwards. Soo-yeon trained for 10 years, but because of Do-jin, she lost her entire career. If he didn't sign the contract extension, the director would deal with him. Do-jin felt uncomfortable but was helpless. Do-jin went to Soo-yeon's house and remembered her image on stage. Feeling extremely guilty, he got home and sat motionless in his bedroom. The female manager apologized to him. She was the manager, but didn't know anything. Do-jin said that if he liked Soo-yeon like that, how would he face her in the future? Si-jun stayed at home and contacted the VIP customers who had come to support the business, but everyone felt the distance was too far. They thought that going to Director Oh's place would be closer. Jung-hyuk told Se-jun to just think of it. it as if they were just starting out. They were also working hard little by little back then. Director O's side had a constant increase in the number of VIP customers. Director O needed to increase the number of makeup artists, so she asked her assistant to make a list of qualified makeup artists. Director O also told his assistant to carefully observe the research director. The senior manager brought the contract to Dojin and advised him to keep this position. That way he could slowly make up for Sooyeon. With the current situation, Dojin only had two choices. Either he could re-sign the contract or withdraw. Junghyuk's studio still had no customers. Sejun analyzed the current situation for Junghyuk. Now there were only two VIP customers. Dojin came for Sooyeon and Ji-yoon came for Junghyuk. Couple came to the studio. The wife said she wanted Junghyuk to do her makeup. Junghyuk couldn't help but think of his mother when he saw her. It turned out that before she got sick, the wife had been a makeup artist at a wedding planning company. She was also a fan of Junghyuk. It turned out that Junghyuk's old studio was so famous that it was difficult for her to book an appointment, and the cost was also too high. Junghyuk carefully did her makeup. Her complexion improved a lot. After finishing her makeup, Junghyuk thought about his experience during this period. He looked at the photos of the customers on the memorial board and thought about everyone's needs. He looked at his mother's photo and had new ideas for the studio's future development. The negotiation between Ji-yoon and the director went smoothly. The director also looked forward to working with Ji-yoon again. The director told her to organize her life and then focus on making movies. The close friend told Soo-yeon that her live stream had reached 1 million views this time. Many netizens were also curious about who her makeup artist was. They even called her the Golden Hand. Soo-yeon happily told Junghyuk. The next day, Junghyuk announced to everyone that the studio would be offering two types of services: VIP service and standard service. Among them, the price of the standard service should be significantly reduced. This service is for people with financial difficulties or those who cannot go to the beauty salon. The cost of the standard service is 9,900 won. Although the price is lower than the market price, this new marketing method will increase competitiveness. Sejun had the opposite opinion. Junghyuk used to do makeup for several $100s, but now he reduced the price to 9,900 won. He could not even pay the rent. Junghyuk explained that the studio would definitely lose money in the beginning, but this was also a meaningful new challenge. He would suggest using the cosmetics in the customers' makeup bags. He wanted to prove to everyone that they didn't need to learn popular makeup styles. They could become beautiful just by using his own cosmetics. Then Hong Sok and Hun Dan suggested opening a makeup class. That way they could also promote the studio. Sejun was worried that such a lower price than the market price might cause hostility with the surrounding studios. But anyway, they had no other reasonable way. Junghyuk decided to conduct an internal review to choose a main makeup artist. Dojin saw Sooyeon's message, but he didn't know how to respond because he didn't have the face to meet her. Dojin took the initiative to request a change of beauty studio. In the waiting room, Dojin kept thinking about Sooyeon. If the truth was revealed, he would no longer have a job opportunity. He also had to pay a huge contract penalty. The female manager advised him to hide everything and then continue to renew his contract with the company. At this time, Sooyeon's best friend received an invitation to be a model for Junghyuk's studio. Thinking that she might meet Hyundan, she immediately put on her own makeup. As soon as she arrived at the studio, Hyundan helped her put on her makeup again. She took the photo from Hyundan's makeup bag. Hyundan immediately showed a stern expression and said that this was her treasure. On the other side, Handong was looking at their wedding photo. He thought about what she had said to him. His face showed sadness. At this time, his younger sister walked in. She said that she wanted to take over the overseas cosmetics business. Then she asked her brother about the divorce. Handong finally realized that he had tormented Ji-yoon too much during this time. He wanted to start over with her. Junghyuk decided on the theme of bridal makeup. He assigned tasks to 3 people and finally announced the results. Hyundan was promoted to the main makeup artist. Hong Suk became the main assistant. Studio Touch posted an advertisement and received continuous feedback. Sooyeon's best friend also helped them on the live stream. Manager Kim even did their makeup personally. The live stream attracted quite a few customers as soon as it was broadcast. Director Oh knew about Junghyuk from a VIP customer and felt that he was just trying in vain. As soon as Ji-yoon's advertisement appeared, her husband immediately followed it. He sighed softly when he saw the divorce rumor. He silently called Ji-yoon's name. Director Oh was worried that Ji-yoon would cooperate with Junghyuk in work. Sejun told Junghyuk that Ji-yoon was getting a divorce. He was worried that Handong Group would not let Junghyuk off easily. Dojin was so frustrated that he stamped the contract extension and handed it over to the female manager. The next day, Sooyeon and her best friend went to the fan meeting. Dojin went on stage and received a lot of support from the crowd. Dojin interacted intimately with fans and took pictures. During the game show, Dojin accidentally saw Sooyeon in the audience. The host just asked about Do-jin's single status. Do-jin honestly answered that he was not single. 5 years ago, when he was filming a TV series, in order to satisfy the public's taste, the company asked him to play the role of a single guy. But in fact, he had dated many girls and often went to nightclubs. When the director saw this news, he immediately told the senior management to handle it. The senior manager wanted to stop Do-jin, but he mentioned that Soo-yeon was eliminated because of him. In order to suppress Do-jin's love news, the company deliberately edited the video. Then they sent it to reporters to push Soo-yeon's news. Do-jin cried and apologized to Soo-yeon and her fans. Soo-yeon went out to find the director to express her anger. Soo-yeon had been a trainee for 10 years. She had always lived carefully and reservedly. Soo-yeon's father and mother warmly invited him to. She would definitely make the director suffer such despair. After Do-jin caused trouble, he told the director to deal with the consequences for him. The director wanted to deal with him, but was stopped by the female manager. The angry director decided to make Do-jin regret it. Do-jin ignored him and left the office. The news about Do-jin immediately became a hot search topic. Jung-hyuk saw the news and immediately went out to find Soo-yeon. Do-jin called Jung-hyuk and told him to stay by. Soo-yeon sighed and comforted her. Soo-yeon's parents saw the news. Her mother cried for her. Her mother blamed her father because he refused to bribe the director at first, so she was abandoned. Soo-yeon's father apologized for not being able to protect her. He also made his wife suffer with him. Jung-hyuk went to Soo-yeon's house. After investigating, he found out that Soo-yeon was not at home, so he made an excuse that he was just passing by. Soo-yeon's father and mother warmly invited him to sit down. They offered him a bowl of fish porridge. After leaving Soo-yeon's house, he saw her standing on the suspension bridge and looking down. Jung-hyuk ran to Soo-yeon and saw her suffering. Soo-yeon didn't know what she did wrong to be treated like that. Jung-hyuk comforted her. The two went to a warm place to drink tea. Everything was cleared up. Soo-yeon felt less guilty towards her parents. She could also look the director straight in the eye and tell him her true feelings. On the way home, they saw Do-jin. Do-jin sincerely apologized to Soo-yeon. After telling the truth, he felt much better. On the contrary, Soo-yeon comforted Do-jin that even though he was always timid, he had the courage to tell the truth. Soo-yeon ran out to answer the phone. Do-jin asked Jung-hyuk if he liked Soo-yeon. Do-jin challenged Jung-hyuk that he would never give up on confessing to Soo-yeon. This made Jung-hyuk worried. Soo-yeon returned home. Her parents felt sorry for her. Jung-hyuk suggested going out to eat. He treated everyone to Wagyu beef. He even grilled Soo-yeon's father and mother himself. But Soo-yeon's mother's makeup made him a little depressed. Soo-yeon said she wanted to develop in the beauty industry, but her mother was still stuck on the singer issue. After Soo-yeon saw Jung-hyuk only grilling meat without eating it, she immediately grabbed the tongs and clipped all the meat and gave it to Jung-hyuk. Soo-yeon's parents were surprised to see her pick all the meat away. Jung-hyuk immediately realized that he shouldn't anger Soo-yeon's mother, so he quickly gave her the meat. Soo-yeon's father asked about Jung-hyuk's age. The age gap was not a small problem. After finishing eating, Jung-hyuk really couldn't hold it in anymore. He took the initiative to ask Soo-yeon's mother to redo her makeup. After the makeup was done, she looked much better. Before leaving, the father gave Soo-yeon some pocket money and apologized for not being able to help her. After she returned home, her best friend didn't say anything. Everything was in a hug. Do-jin gathered all his courage to read the netizens' messages. Most of the comments were negative. When Soo-yeon returned, everyone applauded her. After Touch Studio officially opened, her makeup schedule was full. Hyun-dan welcomed her first guest and was supported by her seniors. The entertainment company's director looked at the falling stock price and was thinking about whether to give up Do-jin or not. The senior manager said that if they gave up Do-jin, the company would be even more ostracized. Ji-yoon came to get her makeup done and confessed that she regretted it. Ji-yoon always thought that whenever she wanted to come back, Jung-hyuk would accept her. Jung-hyuk thought that he had done everything he could. Now he felt no regrets and would not be blind anymore. Director Oh contacted Han-dong as a partner. She told him to quickly deal with their relationship. If they delayed too long, it would be useless. But Han-dong said that they would not divorce. At this time, the makeup artists were taking a break after work, while Hong-suk looked at the good feedback from the customers. Soo-yeon was diligently cleaning the office. Jung-hyuk saw this and told everyone to clean up together so that they could leave work early. Manager Kim complained that cleaning up had never been his job. Jung-hyuk urged everyone to work together. Si-joon seemed to have discovered Jung-hyuk's thoughts. After returning home, Si-joon remembered that he had seen Jung-hyuk secretly drawing Soo-yeon. Jung-hyuk hurriedly went into the room to get the drawing back and explained that because he had been seeing Soo-yeon often recently, he had unconsciously drawn her face. Si-joon reminded Jung-hyuk that for the past 10 years, the person he had drawn was Ji-yoon. Now Jung-hyuk has changed to drawing Soo-yeon. It was obvious that Si-joon understood Jung-hyuk very well. At this moment, the husband came before Ji-yoon and knelt down to admit his mistake. He didn't have the love of his parents. People around him were all hypocrites. Only Ji Ji-yoon was real to him. He begged her not to divorce, but Ji-yoon's attitude was very determined. He begged her pitifully. The assistant told Director Oh that Jung-hyuk's store was full of appointments and received good feedback from young people. They even specially used cosmetics from customers' bags for makeup. Jung-hyuk's business was getting better and better. The number of VIP room reservations was also increasing. The husband saw Ji-yoon's interview. Ji-yoon said that Jung-hyuk was the makeup artist who understood her the most. He could only take a deep breath. At this time, netizens unanimously told Do-jin to leave showbiz. At the same time, they also sympathized with Soo-yeon's situation. The entertainment company was not seriously damaged. The female manager told Do-jin to hold a press conference to explain. She cursed the entertainment company director as a bastard. She was even ready to submit her resignation. She wanted to spend this difficult time with Do-jin. After work, Jung-hyuk told Sejun to go home first. Actually, he wanted to be alone with Soo-yeon. The senior manager felt a little regretful when he saw the news. After Jung-hyuk took Soo-yeon home, the entertainment company manager told Soo-yeon that he had kicked Do-jin out of the company. He told her to join a girl group that would debut in the second half of this year. After saying that, he told her to sign the contract. Jung-hyuk rushed over and punched him. He told Soo-yeon to think carefully and then left. Soo-yeon grabbed Jung-hyuk's hand and applied ice to him. She told him that if he hit someone in the future, he should not use his hands. After all, he relied on his hands to make money. She also said that she didn't want to debut anymore, but wanted to succeed in the makeup industry. Jung-hyuk left Soo-yeon's house and went to visit Do-jin. Do-jin was worried that after this failure, he would no longer have another chance. Jung-hyuk comforted Do-jin that he was still young and had many opportunities. Jung-hyuk advised Do-jin to be strong so that he could always welcome challenges. Soo-yeon called to comfort Do-jin. She also wanted to sing to lull him to sleep. Jung-hyuk felt a little jealous when he heard that. Do-jin hung up the phone and expressed his happiness. Do-jin asked Jung-hyuk if he had ever heard Soo-yeon sing for him. Jung-hyuk looked dissatisfied. Early the next morning, Jung-hyuk distanced himself from Soo-yeon. His face was full of dissatisfaction. Before the shop even opened, Do-jin brought coffee to everyone. Do-jin even brought vanilla coffee specifically for Soo-yeon. Jung-hyuk was jealous when he was by his side. He angrily said that he had given up coffee. At that time, Han-dong was practicing kendo. After practicing, he contacted Ji-yoon again. He asked her if she was determined to leave. Then he took out all his anger on Jung-hyuk. He said that even if he lost Ji-yoon, he would completely destroy Jung-hyuk. Jung-hyuk said that he could do whatever he wanted. Do-jin's contract with another company was cancelled, and he had to pay compensation for the advertising contract. So he was in a difficult situation, but he still did not forget to pay the female manager. He also paid compensation for mental damage. Soo-yeon thought of every way to help Do-jin. Suddenly, she thought of her best friend's fan base that had exceeded 1,000, so she wanted to clarify the truth through livestream. So-yeon would say that Do-jin was a friend who had always supported her every step of the way. He was not the one who spread videos that humiliated her everywhere, and the company abandoned Do-jin again to cover up his crimes, just like the company abandoned her in the first place to cover up the news. The senior manager who watched the live stream also signed. Do-jin was deeply moved when he saw it. The company's stock price continued to fall. The senior manager couldn't bear the feeling of guilt and resigned. He then went online to write an article proving that Soo-yeon's words were correct. He went to say goodbye to Do-jin and reminded that although the situation had been clearly explained, Do-jin's reputation was no longer what it used to be. So Do-jin had to work hard to move forward, little by little. Then the senior manager personally apologized to Soo-yeon. Although the truth was revealed late, Soo-yeon still thanked Do-jin for standing up bravely. At this time, Han-dong also agreed to the divorce, but Ji-yoon still felt very worried. In the afternoon, Jung-hyuk accepted an interview with a fashion magazine. It turned out that Ji-yoon was the one who had guided Jung-hyuk. Talking about the recent experiences and changes, Director Oh drank with her assistant and then mentioned her ex-lover. Director Oh met the other person while on a business trip to New York. They had been in a relationship for 5 years. Finally, the time came for her to make a choice. If they continued, she would have to give up everything in Korea and move to America. At that time, her makeup career was booming, so if she went to America, she would have to start all over again. So she chose her career. Meanwhile, Soo-yeon was doing her best friend's makeup beautifully. During the next live stream, fans all left good comments. They praised her for being so beautiful. Then Soo-yeon wondered if Jung-hyuk was watching the live stream. She wondered how he felt about her makeup skills. Jung-hyuk pretended to be arrogant and replied that he was busy. Then he left a message during the live stream saying that her makeup had improved a lot. He was afraid that the username was too obvious, but he didn't know how to delete the comment. In the end, he could only console himself that Soo-yeon probably wouldn't know it was him. After Soo-yeon saw the comment, she was extremely happy. That evening, Ji-yoon went to her husband's office. He immediately threw out a stack of photos and said that she decided to divorce because his wife couldn't forget her old love. This would be bad for Ji-yoon, who had just returned to showbiz. Even Jung-hyuk, who had just had a small success, would be greatly affected. As soon as Ji-yoon returned to her room, she immediately packed her things. She planned to return to her husband's house. She couldn't affect Jung-hyuk again. After Soo-yeon explained, a large number of fans expressed their trust in Do-jin. The fan club president also returned. They were willing to overcome difficulties with Do-jin. After thinking all night, Ji-yoon finally signed the marriage agreement. Her husband got what he wanted. He said he would treat her well. Ji-yoon needed a week. She had to take care of some things during this time. Then the two of them would go to the place where they first met to start over. The next day, Soo-yeon asked Jung-hyuk about the livestream. Jung-hyuk pretended not to know anything and spoke awkwardly, so he was immediately exposed by Soo-yeon. Since Do-jin had nothing to do, he went to the studio. After he finished his makeup, he still didn't want to leave. He stayed in Jung-hyuk's office to eat noodles and read comics. Before leaving, he even ordered food for everyone. He hoped Jung-hyuk would let him come here every day. After Ji-yoon got back together with her husband, he was very happy. He even specifically told Director Oh about the good news. Director Oh didn't care at all. She just said she wanted to learn Jung-hyuk's marketing methods. She also suggested a popular makeup style for 9,901. Han Dong was so happy in love that he didn't want to care about Jung-hyuk's affairs. Manager Kim criticized Soo-yeon and Hong Sok's work today. One was slow and the other picked the wrong makeup brush. Jung-hyuk knew that Soo-yeon was being criticized, so he immediately came to her rescue. Unexpectedly, Manager Kim also lectured Jung-hyuk. Jung-hyuk was helpless. He could only obediently leave. That night, when Jung-hyuk got off work, he took the opportunity to retaliate. Jung-hyuk stopped Manager Kim, who was about to get off work, and supervised his cleaning. After returning home, Jung-hyuk immediately texted Soo-yeon that her hands were slow, so she could only improve through constant practice. He even called to personally teach her a lesson. Then Jung-hyuk thought about how Soo-yeon always sang to Do-jin, so he said he couldn't sleep. Soo-yeon thought that she had a lot of problems, so she bothered Jung-hyuk. So she immediately hung up the phone to let him rest. Jung-hyuk thought to himself, is it that hard for her to sing a song for him? Unexpectedly, Soo-yeon's last video became a hot search. Netizens lamented what Soo-yeon had to go through. Early the next morning, Do-jin came to the store again and announced that he would come every day from now on because he had bought the building. He also said that he could cut Jung-hyuk's rent in half. The condition was that Jung-hyuk had to arrange a private room for him. Sejun immediately agreed when he heard about the discount. That night, they had a party and Soo-yeon's best friend was invited. Hong Sok secretly opened Hundan's makeup box to look at the photo from the day before. Unfortunately, Hundan saw Hong Sok. In his confusion, he dropped and broke the makeup box. Soo-yeon's best friend tried to fix it. Hundan was no longer angry. The party started when Do-jin suddenly appeared and told everyone to enjoy drinking because he was treating them. Jung-hyuk kept winking at Soo-yeon, meaning he told her to drink less. Hong Sok and the female manager accidentally discovered that they graduated from the same school. One knew wrestling and the other knew judo. Their relationship had improved a lot. At the end of the party, Soo-yeon was a bit drunk. She went back to the makeup room to continue practicing. When she was looking for lotion, she accidentally went into Jung-hyuk's office. Then she saw her portrait in the drawing. She looked at herself in the mirror. Unexpectedly, Jung-hyuk also returned to the office. Then she asked him if he liked her. She even admitted that she liked him. Jung-hyuk hesitantly talked about the age issue. He also said that with the current situation, he wanted to work seriously. Soo-yeon was nervous and talked nonsense. Jung-hyuk admitted that he liked Soo-yeon, looking at her cute and worried appearance, and hugged her. He apologized to her because he shouldn't have let her confess first. Do-jin went to buy coffee and then returned to the studio to see how Soo-yeon was doing. He stood at the door and saw the two hugging each other, his heart aching. Soo-yeon hugged Jung-hyuk a little tighter. Do-jin saw the two hugging each other and turned around to leave. He returned home dejectedly while thinking about Soo-yeon's happy appearance. Jung-hyuk took Soo-yeon home. When they were about to reach the door, he suddenly grabbed her hand. Soo-yeon invited Jung-hyuk inside to sit for a while. Jung-hyuk wondered if Soo-yeon treated other men like that. He taught her not to say things like that so casually. Then he watched her go inside the house. Soo-yeon discovered a pimple on her chin, so she quickly used concealer to cover it up. Next, Soo-yeon asked the best friend what time she got home yesterday. The best friend replied that Hong Sok picked her up at 1 a.m. She also asked in frustration why Hindan was so cold. After listening to her friend, Soo-yeon borrowed a pair of earrings from her best friend. As an employee at a beauty shop, she had to try to be a little more beautiful. The best friend didn't expect that Soo-yeon would be #1 on the hot search, and that she even had her own fan club. Now she could totally become an idol. Soo-yeon happily went to work to see the man she loved. Jung-hyuk asked Soo-yeon to take off her earrings. The store is where customers become beautiful. Soo-yeon is already so beautiful, but wearing earrings is not good. Moreover, this kind kind of jewelry will touch the customer's face when applying makeup. After saying that, he took out a box of macarons. Soo-yeon tried it and found it delicious, so she happily wanted to feed it to Jung-hyuk. Just then, Hundan walked in the door. The two of them were worried whether Hundan saw that scene or not. While working, Soo-yeon wanted to check if Hundan saw anything, but she kept hesitating. While doing makeup for a customer, Jung-hyuk also secretly looked at Soo-yeon from behind. Manager Kim reminded Jung-hyuk why he was putting makeup in the air. Everyone looked at Jung-hyuk. Jung-hyuk made an excuse to relax his wrist. Manager Kim then praised Soo-yeon for her improvement. Jung-hyuk was also happy for Soo-yeon. Do-jin was sad and sat still all day. Then he went to the gym to work out like crazy to balance his emotions. The girl who was cheated on by her boyfriend last time came to the store again. She told Jung-hyuk that she had broken up with him spectacularly. Today she wanted to put on beautiful makeup to take pictures and post them online. Ji-yoon meets her husband's younger sister, who is the one who often causes discord between Ji-yoon and her husband. Ji-yoon encourages the husband's younger sister to take back control of the business, and Ji-yoon will help her, but the condition is that she must help Ji-yoon get a divorce. Then Ji-yoon takes out the photos of her husband's affair. Ji-yoon is still slowly collecting the rest. Of course, Ji-yoon cannot announce it to the public because she needs to save face. If Ji-yoon's father-in-law knows that Ji-yoon's husband is that kind of person, he will probably be very disappointed. Then Ji-yoon's husband's younger sister can get more opportunities. Before leaving, Ji-yoon gives her a week to think. If she doesn't agree, Ji-yoon will also announce these photos to the public. Ji-yoon's friend is worried that she will be in danger. Ji-yoon says that it is fun to see her husband and his younger sister fight. The younger sister then takes out the photos and gets straight to the point. She wanted to take back the management rights of the overseas business, but now she has changed her mind. She wants more management rights. On the other hand, her brother also had to agree to divorce Ji-yoon, so Han Dong agreed to give his younger sister the management rights of the overseas business. Of course, his younger sister was not happy with this proposal. He angrily told his younger sister to post those photos in the lobby of the building. His younger sister gave him a day to think about it. At this time, Soo-yeon's best friend was still thinking about the photo in Hundan's makeup bag. She searched online based on the name on the back of the photo. She saw that Hundan left a message saying, "I miss that girl, and I became a makeup artist because I love her." The best friend saw the message, "Rest in peace," at the end, and guessed that the girl was no longer in this world. In the office, Si-joon tells Jung-hyuk that bad comments have started to appear on the homepage. It turns out that the bad reputation of the old store is still affecting them. Si-joon says that the urgent task is to find the research director. Jung-hyuk prepares to go to the nursing home again. Soo-yeon immediately meets the talent scout of the entertainment company after work. Since the other party has been waiting for 2 hours, she agrees to meet. The president invites Soo-yeon to join the group that is about to debut. At the same time, when they debut, she will start an Asian tour. Soo-yeon politely declines the offer and says thank you before leaving. The studio is closed, but 2 customers come in asking for makeup. Se-joon politely replies that the store is closed. The dissatisfied customers immediately speak up about Jung-hyuk copying someone else's technology. Manager Kim criticizes how they can say that. Se-joon still tries to keep a smile. The customer still didn't stop and said that they would post this online. Everyone was worried that the store would receive bad comments. After returning home, Soo-yeon saw the best friend was depressed. She said that she wanted to give up on Hundan. It turned out that the girl he had been thinking about for 4 years had passed away, so she couldn't replace someone like that. Soo-yeon told her best friend that the entertainment company came to her to offer her a contract, but she had refused all of them. Her friend said that if they had to choose between being a little assistant and becoming a star, everyone would choose the latter. The next day, Jung-hyuk and Se-joon went to the nursing home. The nurse said that they still couldn't contact the research director. Jung-hyuk told the nurse that if the research director appeared, she must contact him. After they left, the research director appeared. Han-dong went to see Director Oh to expand his business to Europe. Director Oh said that rushing things is not necessarily good. Han-dong immediately guessed that Director Oh might have met his sister. Han-dong reminded Director Oh not to choose the wrong partner. It would not be a wise move for her to give up on him. Director Oh said that Han-dong was acting too childishly. She was very hard helping him deal with the consequences. Now she wants to work with someone who can understand her. Do-jin took a break at home for a while and then received a script again. Do-jin wanted to open an entertainment company and let the female manager be the director, but the female manager that she was not yet a senior manager. She was not qualified to take on this position. Do-jin said that she should learn quickly. He still wanted to rest for a while longer. The female manager revealed that there was a company that wanted to sign a contract with Soo-yeon, but she rejected it. At this time, Jung-hyuk did Ji-yoon's makeup. Ji-yoon told Jung-hyuk that everything was going well. There would be no harm to Jung-hyuk in the future. future. At this time, Soo-yeon came to help and saw the two of them smiling at each other, so she felt a little jealous. She immediately left the break room and talked to herself. She thought that they weren't a couple, so what was so fun about putting on makeup? Then she received a text message that her parents were coming to Seoul to visit her. After work, Soo-yeon refused Jung-hyuk's invitation to go to the movies and went home to see her parents. He could see that she was in a bad mood. Soo-yeon said that when he put on lipstick, he had to use his hands to apply it. When he put on makeup, he couldn't talk and had to focus on work. There were so many appointments. Jung-hyuk comforted Soo-yeon that from now on, he would only focus on work. When Soo-yeon's parents met her, they hugged her. It turned out that the company had contacted Soo-yeon's parents privately. The company asked them to persuade Soo-yeon to sign the contract. Seeing Soo-yeon's resolute refusal, her mother felt extremely confused. Soo-yeon had waited so long and suffered so much. It was so difficult for her to have this opportunity. Then Soo-yeon's mother took out the contract and asked her to sign it. Soo-yeon had been hurt, so she didn't want to make the same mistake again. Soo-yeon's mother said that she thought the chairman's character this time was not bad. Both Soo-yeon's father and mother supported her to become a singer. Her father had always felt ashamed for not being able to help her, but Soo-yeon now felt happiest when she was wearing makeup. When Soo-yeon's mother heard that, she was extremely angry. She insisted that Soo-yeon sign the contract. Soo-yeon took her coat and went out. Then she asked her parents to leave. After leaving the house, Soo-yeon made an appointment to meet Do-jin. She told him not to look at her with such a bad look. Every time she was tired, she asked him to always be there to comfort her. If he still looked at her like that, she would think twice when contacting him in the future. Do-jin said he would see Soo-yeon for the rest of his life. Soo-yeon told him about her troubles. Her parents forced her to sign the contract. Soo-yeon couldn't understand what she was thinking. Then Do-jin told Soo-yeon that she could call him anytime. He would act as a listener. The next day, Soo-yeon's parents were waiting for her in front of the studio. When they saw Jung-hyuk go to work, they immediately ran to him and begged him to fire Soo-yeon. At this time, Han-dong and his younger sister met at the Han-dong group. His younger sister told him to get a divorce or she would release the evidence to the media. The company's image would be seriously damaged. He was determined not to divorce. The assistant reported to Director Oh that the research director had secretly returned to Korea. Director Oh was very worried when she heard this, so she ordered her subordinates to find him as soon as possible. That evening, Jung-hyuk went to see Do-jin to ask about the personality of the president of One Entertainment. He felt a little relieved when he saw that everyone gave positive feedback. After returning home, he was wondering how to tell Soo-yeon. The next day was her day off. Jung-hyuk took Soo-yeon to the beach where she used to sit alone. Whenever Soo-yeon felt insecure, she would come here to adjust her mood. After the two of them had a romantic moment, Jung-hyuk got straight to the point. He was curious about her true thoughts on becoming a singer. Soo-yeon said that she had been a trainee for 10 years and was eventually abandoned by the company. But makeup was different. Doing this job would give her recognition. Moreover, the nature of makeup is quite interesting. Jung-hyuk talked about his experience. Before graduating from university, he was chosen by Director Oh. He has always been active in the makeup industry, but the thing he wants to do the most is drawing. Sometimes he thinks about what it would be like if he had chosen drawing. Next, he mentioned the invitation from one company. He thinks that having the opportunity to do what you love is a very difficult thing, but Soo-yeon has been so lucky in life. She is still very young and qualified to seize the opportunity. Soo-yeon expressed her true feelings. She wanted to give up her 10-year dream, but everyone advised her to find it again. More importantly, if they became singers, they would have to break up. Jung-hyuk took Soo-yeon back to the store. He did her makeup again like the competition a year ago. He complimented her on how beautiful she was on stage and how good she sang. Soo-yeon shed tears as she recalled past. At that time, Soo-yeon was moved by Jung-hyuk. She recalled the image of herself singing and dancing on stage, but she was afraid that starting over would be tiring. Jung-hyuk encouraged Soo-yeon to do what she liked. He would always wait for her. He wiped her tears and kissed her. When Soo-yeon got home, she saw the doll and thought about her past as a trainee. Then her hand touched the makeup case again. Soo-yeon remembered Jung-hyuk complimenting her on her talent. Soo-yeon was confused. Jung-hyuk complained to Sejun about Ji-yoon's past. Fans are very sensitive to rumors about their idol's love affairs, so the two of them had to break up. Jung-hyuk returned to his room, upset. He looked at the photo of the two of them together and sighed. The next day, Soo-yeon took the contract to one company. In the VA elevator, Soo-yeon heard the trainee next to her say that she had to take stress relievers. After that, Soo-yeon walked to the small hall of the company. She remembered the scene of herself standing on stage and the applause below the stage. At this time, two trainees walked in. They couldn't draw their eyebrows well and were worried that they would be eliminated after the end-of-month evaluation. Soo-yeon immediately went to help them with their makeup. She encouraged them to pass the test. Then she went to meet the president of one company. She admitted that she still wanted to be a singer. Just thinking about standing on stage made made her excited, but she found the meaning of life in the past year. Then she told her parents about her thoughts. Her father said he understood. Sometimes giving up is the bravest choice. Soo-yeon's mother apologized for her extreme actions. She just wanted Soo-yeon to debut so much. Soo-yeon went to see Do-jin. After all, it was Do-jin who created the opportunity for Soo-yeon. This time, Soo-yeon thought very clearly. She decided to say goodbye to her dream of becoming a singer. As for Do-jin telling the truth, he no longer had any psychological burden. Lying to fans really made him uncomfortable. In the end, Soo-yeon asked Jung-hyuk to meet at the company. As soon as Jung-hyuk entered the door, he heard Soo-yeon singing a song. Although she liked singing, she didn't necessarily have to stand on stage. Jung-hyuk was extremely happy when he heard Soo-yeon's decision. On this side, Director Oh was extremely worried. She didn't know where the research director was hiding. As soon as Han Dong entered the office, he saw that everything had been neatly packed. It turned out that his father already knew the whole story. His father told him to quickly get a divorce and not to tarnish the company's reputation. At this time, Do-jin still wanted to start his own company, but the female manager objected and advised him to find a company and sign a contract. Han Dong lost everything, so he finally agreed to a divorce. Ji-yoon's wish came true. Her husband confirmed whether she would return to Jung-hyuk. Ji-yoon firmly said no. Soo-yeon's best friend went to the studio to find Hyun-dan. She went to his side and took out the photo of him that she especially downloaded from the internet. She printed out a new photo and gave it to him. She also asked him to buy her dinner. On the way, she deliberately put her arm around him. The two of them ate together at a roadside restaurant. Hyun-dan smiled. She took the opportunity to feed him. Jung-hyuk was just about to leave work when he met the research director who came to the studio. On the other side, Director Oh was bored and drinking. At this time, she received a call from the detective saying that the research director came to see Jung-hyuk. As soon as they met, the research director kept apologizing. He explained that he had indeed signed a development contract with Director Oh 8 years ago, but after a few years, Director Oh verbally terminated the contract. He foolishly thought that the contract had been cancelled, until one day, Director Oh came to the door with the contract. Unexpectedly, Director Oh suddenly burst through the door. Sejun coldly told them to meet in court. Director Oh cried and begged them to talk slowly. She would do her best to help them return to the peak of their careers. Director Oh even knelt down and begged for mercy. Then the research director went on TV to clear up the misunderstanding. Manager Kim was moved to tears. Everyone had finally waited for the day the truth would be revealed. Then Jung-hyuk called the research director to make an appointment, but he refused. Senior manager visited Do-jin. Do-jin mentioned again that he wanted to travel to Europe. The senior manager supported Do-jin. Do-jin arranged jobs for them. The senior manager would become the director, and the female manager would become the senior manager. The future director thanked Do-jin for giving him the opportunity. Director Oh's lawyer tried his best, but Kupis and her would still be sentenced to more than 5 years. There was also a possibility that she would be imprisoned for life. Jung-hyuk kindly asked what the lawyer said, and the lawyer replied that they had full control. Although the research director had taken the initiative to admit his guilt, he would probably be sentenced as well. The next day, Manager Kim asked his good friend to come. This person was the CEO of the world's largest cosmetics company. He was looking for someone capable of creating a new cosmetics brand together. He wanted to cooperate with Jung-hyuk to open a franchise store chain of 9,901. This time Jung-hyuk had experience, so he wanted to be slow and careful. He wanted to develop the current studio firmly first before expanding. Hearing Jung-hyuk say that, he wanted to develop a new product with Jung-hyuk even more. Jung-hyuk finally gave up the lawsuit, but if Director Oh caused trouble again, Jung-hyuk would sue her at any time. Sejun went to Han Dong and told him to pay off the debt incurred due to the product. Sejun also informed Han Dong that Jung-hyuk gave up the lawsuit. Soo-yeon was bored waiting for Jung-hyuk to work, so she touched his face with a brush. Jung-hyuk also teased Soo-yeon back. Manager Kim was attracted by the laughter of the two. Jung-hyuk lied and said he was practicing. Even though he was the president, he still needed to practice. Manager Kim said nothing and told them to leave work quickly. As expected, Manager Kim reported their actions to everyone. During break time, Hong-suk vehemently denied it. After all, Hong-suk had witnessed Jung-hyuk peeking at Sejun while he was taking a shower. Jung-hyuk invited everyone out to dinner. Manager Kim used the excuse that his phone was out of battery to borrow Jung-hyuk's phone. Manager Kim clicked on the recent calls. Seeing the word Yeon, he immediately pressed call, causing Soo-yeon's phone to ring, but Soo-yeon quickly hung up. Manager Kim called again and told Yeon to pick up the phone. Hearing this nickname, everyone immediately understood the relationship between the two. Director Oh's store closed. Looking at her efforts over the past 10 years, she was extremely heartbroken. Han Dong went to Jung-hyuk, but this time he didn't come to express his anger. He wanted to apologize. Then Han Dong went to dinner with Ji-yoon. Losing everything made him realize his mistakes. He apologized to her for his past mistakes. Do-jin asked Soo-yeon Soo-yeon to go to Europe together. People of the same age all went on trips with friends. Of course, Soo-yeon wouldn't agree. Soo-yeon told Do-jin to be careful and to post lots of nice pictures. 2 years later, Soo-yeon became a makeup artist. Soo-yeon was practicing makeup for Jung-hyuk. The next day at the film festival, Soo-yeon was a bit nervous while doing makeup for Do-jin. Soo-yeon said she had to get a kiss from her boyfriend to relieve her stress. Jung-hyuk indulged Soo-yeon, so he happily did it. As usual, the senior helped first, then Soo-yeon started. Her hands were shaking a bit because of the tension, but luckily she stopped in time and adapted. All the employees returned to the studio in the past 2 years. The studio also had countless customers. Han-dong returned to the company. Ji-eun generously accepted to do an advertisement for Han-dong Group. It turned out that the two of them met occasionally, and their relationship seemed much more natural and simple. Director Oh continued to apply makeup and recruited a student specializing in Western painting, but the other party was not too interested in makeup. Director Oh wants to train each other to become as good as Jung-hyuk. Jung-hyuk and So-yeon prepare for Do-jin's birthday. Jung-hyuk complains that they don't have enough time to date. At this time, Hyundan's face still has lipstick marks. Hyundan looks at Soo-yeon's best friend, who is now his girlfriend, and giggles, saying that his girlfriend is so pretty. In order to erase Soo-yeon's regret, Jung-hyuk takes her to the amusement park. The two of them put on rabbit ears together. Seeing passers-by wearing makeup, the two of them say in unison that they shouldn't have chosen that lipstick color. Then they set a rule not to talk about work when dating. Then they take out their glasses and put them on together. The movie ends here. Thank you for your attention and watching. Goodbye, and see you again.